And all right, so you can join the same meeting. Just a second, this thing might cause a little bit of problem. All right, now okay, so these are single line functions when we want to just pass the function quickly and get it done. For example, we want to quickly do a filter. Okay, we want to do a filter, and we are given a big list, and so we want to just remove one from it. So either we create a separate function and pass it here, or we can simply do lambda x, and then here we can say x not equal to 1. That's all. Doesn't have a return. It has a single expression which will return true. In this case, so you can see that it has returned only one value. So this is a quicker way of writing functions, specifically in the scenarios where you have to pass a function. Here we have passed lambda x colon x not equal to 1. The full body of the function is this, and imagine a return statement before this. All right. So those are called lambda functions. I'm not a big fan of lambda functions in general, but lambda function has got a big fan following. Lambda function.
What is the value of things apart from that shorten length and individual points use and throw, but you mean to say that the variable when I'm calling it next, the value would have gone. What is the essence?
It's essentially the same thing what you just said. Basically, it allows you to create an anonymous function quickly. So instead of defining a function and then using it, it helps you quickly create a function. That's all. Other than this, anything you want to do with lambda, you can do with lambda.
So mostly what I'm understanding is calling it at a runtime.
Correct.
That's all. Use a function.
Right. Okay. So, but I'm not a big fan of it. Though lambda functions go back long before even programming was created. These were the first form of functions. Lambda functions were the first form of function in a mathematical term. It's you called lambda calculus. Okay, so there is a full mathematical branch after lambda calculus, and lot of functions. The whole function starting with list and church, general language like that. There were few more languages. They had a very big following of lambda functions. It's called lambda calculus, from which the whole thing is derived. So, and actually the function as we see today, stored procedure and all of that, they are a variation of what is lambda function, lambda calculus. So lambda function is one that, okay, and it's I'm not a very big fan of lambda function, but make your life, for example, the way we were showing you. So if you want to find out quickly the elements which are divisible by 3, you can do things. Similarly, in case of math function, if you want to quickly convert, do a 2x square plus 10 all numbers, you can do that.
Why is that? If you don't come up with multiple variables you are passing, who is this?
Who is this line?
Okay, sir.
Who is this variable we created?
No, you are checking if it is equal to 0.
We are doing math. One is equal to 0, other is radius. Okay. So we have, instead of defining separately the functions, we are calling them.
So using lambda, you can call.
Right. So just a lambda is required, and then you can say whatever argument you have, you can have 2 arguments, say x comma y. Lambda is a key. Alright. So although it's very clear always programmers to create a function or not, generally when you start repeating something more than twice, you create a function. Okay. Also, if your main logic becomes
more than
more than
one page,
one page,
you
you
generally break
generally
it
break
down
it
into
down into
functions. Okay.
okay,
Generally
generally
modularized.
modularized.
So those
So
are
those
few
are
things.
few things.
Okay. And
And
basically,
basically,
the only
the
way to
only way
make
to
your life
make your life
simple is
simple is
breaking it
breaking
down
it
into
down
parts,
into parts,
breaking it
breaking
down
it
into
down into
logical
logical
units,
units,
and then
and
solving
then
it.
solving it.
Okay. There are many
There are many
examples I can
examples I
give
can
you
give you
where
where
the main code,
main
if it's
code, if
written in
it's
a
written in
single
a
loop,
single loop,
looks so
looks so
complex.
complex.
If you
If
just
you
break
just
it into
break it into
functions,
functions,
life
life
becomes
becomes
extremely simple.
extremely simple.
Okay.
So we can't store lambda into variable and transfer the function or like that.
Lambda into a
Lambda into a
variable.
variable.
You can do
You
that.
can do that.
So see,
So see,
it's like this.
it's
So
like
we
this.
can
So we
say
can say
x
x
equal
equal
to
to
lambda
lambda
x,
x,
and
and
let's say this
let's
is
say this is
to the
to
power
the
1.
power 1.
Okay,
Okay,
we do
we do
such stuff.
stuff.
Okay, so we can
So we
call
can call
this
this
like this.
like this.
Okay, can
Okay,
see that.
can see that.
You can call the
We
lambda
call the
function
lambda
like this.
function like this.
Okay,
Okay,
perfect.
perfect.
But it is the repeating whole process of an we are again.
But it's okay.
But it's
I mean,
okay.
whatever works
Whatever
for you.
works for you.
All right.
All right.
So I
So
think
I
this is
think this
quite
is
clear to
quite clear to
everyone.
everyone.
Okay.
Okay.
Now
Now
rewrite your
rewrite
fake
your fake
application
application
program
program
with
with
time and a
time
half,
and a half
or over
or
time.
over
You
time
need a function called compute
called
phase, which takes
which
two
takes two
parameters and a
parameters.
rate. Okay. Or
Or
instead of this,
instead of
I
this,
think
I think
a better
a better
exercise would be
exercise would be
break down
break down
your text
your text
computation.
computation.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll
I'll
add that as
add
an
that in
assignment.
assignment.
Okay. This
Okay.
is
This is
one.
one.
This is
This is
another.
another.
Okay.
Okay.
Sandeep, you are going to share these files with us also, this file also?
I'll put it in
I'll put it
LMS, but that
in,
will
but
happen
that will
only in
happen
the
only
evening
in the
time. Okay.
No problem.
Okay. So here
So here
now
now
extension to this
extension to this
program which we
program which
have
we
done.
have done.
Okay. This
This
is
is
question
question
is
is
compute
compute
the
the
text. Okay.
okay.
Now
Now
extension to this
extension to
one
this
is
one is
use
use
functions to do
to
it
do it
easily.
easily.
Okay.
Okay.
For
For
basically you have
basically
to
you
do
have to
is
do is
compute
compute
text. You have to
text.
write
You
a
have to write
function
a function
compute text
compute text.
given a
Given a
slab
slab
start,
start,
slab
slab
end.
and
Okay.
okay,
And
and
rate
rate
and
and
salary.
salary.
It has
It
to
has to
return.
return
Okay.
okay,
Return
return
Slabs,
the text.
the text.
it has to return tags for the slab.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Before that, can you show me that filter thing?
Okay.
On your command?
Okay. Okay. I should give a demo this part.
This
This
part.
is
This
easier.
is easier.
So here is a print.
So look
So
at this.
look at this.
Foo.
Foo.
Okay.
Okay.
So you can
So
see
you
that
can
foo
see
is
that
here.
foo is here.
Now
Now
next is
next
we want
is
to
we want to
find out
find
which
out
are
which
divisible
are
by
divisible
3.
by 3.
Okay.
Okay.
So all we
So
need
all
to
we
do
need to
is
do is
filter.
filter.
This is what you
This is
want to
what
do,
you
right?
want to do, right?
Filter.
Filter.
We
We
say
say
lambda
lambda
x,
x
and we say
and we
x
say x
divided by
divided by
3
3
equals to
equals to
0.
0.
Okay.
Okay.
Comma
Comma.
foo.
Foo.
Why is it not written?
Maybe that's
Maybe that
Because of
the
the
version
version
difference.
difference.
I think it's version difference. It's actually irritating
Actually
me
irritating me
also.
also.
I think I've
I
never
think
tried
I've
version
tried
3
version 3.
yet.
So there are so many changes. I mean, there is no backward
You can
compatibility.
You
install
can
both the
install
ones,
both the
right?
ones, right?
I'm okay with that.
There is
There is no
no
problem
problem
in
in
using all three.
I'm just wondering why so many changes. With a simple basic function print, they will change it. I mean, people will use network like swap and go for it. It will feel like it's
Right.
So,
So when you spend
yeah,
password,
in the lifespan of every language, there are these stupid changes. Maybe they sustain or maybe they not. In case of Perl also, the day they change, the language went badly. That actually killed the language. Okay, but I don't know, but Python says it's not that. Okay, so all right, so this is it. Okay, so basically one exercise is this, and other is this one. Use functions to create the compute time. Okay, that's another exercise. So use function, create some kind of a function like compute underscore text. Generally here we use underscores to separate the one word from another. Okay. Not computer text, it is compute text.
Return text for the slug, right? Not the topic type, no?
Correct. All right.
And the other one, just I will tell the slide.
The other assignment is write your K computation with the yeah.
Okay.
What?
Both these needs to be
You can take a note of this and then do it when we have a break. Okay. And then for now I can move. Okay. All right. So things are clear, right? Do you have any questions? No questions? Okay. Previous one? So any questions on functions? Any questions?
Here, those functions like filter and all, what we need to import.
You don't need to.
We can simply use.
Try using filter function. Try using filter function. If you are getting stuck, I can help you right away. Any questions still here? Import math. No, this is outside. SQL. Just import outside and say math.sql.
Sandeep, we will continue to the next chapter, and this as an assignment we will take it up. Right away, can be 450 right?
So it's an overtime. Okay. Okay, so it says if there is an overtime, consider it 7.5 times. salary rate will be 1.57, that one. Rate will be 15 for extra hours. Extra hours is 5, right? Okay.
Wage is 5.
It says one time and a half
40 is per week.
overtime.
40 hours per week. Based on that.
So for 40 hours, which is usual.
Okay, I thought 45 hours is overtime.
No. Okay. The definition is ambiguous. Alright, so we will carry on and we'll talk about control structures quickly. Although I'm sure you will not have any problem understanding control structures at all. Okay. Network is not working. If network is not working, how come the GoToMeeting is working? I'm not able to mute anybody. Okay, so let me go ahead with Python. And what is that? PDF. And then we have, so this is the general list. You can see that. These are general loops and strings. Okay. All right. So this is probably the easiest chapter you can have, and definitely it's not a big deal for any of you. So this is when you have to repeat things, when you have to repeat steps all the time, then you use while loop. Okay. You keep doing this until this is true. So while n is greater than 0, keep doing this, and okay. So this is a very simplest form of exercise. And if you look at this, it is an infinite loop. It will never end. Okay, because n is not changing at all, so it will keep on going forever. Okay. So this is clear, right? Right?
Yeah.
Another loop. What does this loop do?
While n is greater than 2, it won't greater than, not greater than, it will dry off.
It will print only dry off. Good. All right. Now there is a keyword called break. So this is clear, right, to everybody? So while a condition is true, it will keep on executing, and the moment anywhere it finds a break keyword, it breaks out of that loop. Now there could be a loop within a loop. Break will only break one loop. Okay, only one, not both the loops. So here it says while true, line equals to raw input this. If line equals to done, meaning if it encounters done, then it breaks the loop and then prints the line. Okay.
So you have to break out of two consecutive nested loops.
Yes.
So you have to write break
Outside of.
outside of.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
It goes until break.
Huh?
It goes.
Yeah. Now, so after break, it will basically come to done quickly, and that's it. Okay. I can see that. Another is that continue. So keep pay a little attention. The moment you encounter continue, the process skips these and goes back to while. So meaning while true, line equals to raw input. If line equals to hash, first character of this line is hash, then go back to the initial one and then ask for the input. It is skipping the lines. Okay. So it will skip all the lines where it encounters hash. It'll skip all the lines when it encounters hash. Yeah. And the moment it encounters done, it will break the loop and come out of it. Otherwise, it'll keep on taking and printing it. You can see that? All right. So this is clear, right? So if you are given a C code or another Python code, you can use this technique to basically remove all the comments, right? You can from that file, because it will, by default, when it's reading the raw input, it's taking from a standard input. If you can pipeline these two, you can send the input from anything through it. All right. Now the loop which we just talked about, the while loop we just talked about, is an indefinite loop, meaning we are not sure whether this will break for sure or it will have it will end necessarily. We have to pay close attention to the steps to figure out whether it will stop or not stop. For example, here if I ask you quickly, will it break ever or not? Okay, then you'll have to look at it closely and then say. But definite loops are something which finish. Some definite loops are those in which we are iterating over a list, and every list is always of a definite size. Okay, and those most simple definite loop is for loop for I or any variable in a list, and that's it. Okay, when you have to iterate over an array, over any of the things, you use for loop. All right. What happened to? Okay. So the moment you encounter this kind of a loop, you can for sure say that it will end. And for I is not like for loop from Java or C++. Here there is only one annotation of for, which is this. Okay. So that for is that usual for in C, C++ is for I equals to 0, I less than some value, I plus plus. That's not here. Okay. So for loop here is only for iterating over the list. Okay. So as you can see here that we have a list of friends. We want to wish them Happy New Year. We can quickly iterate over friends and then print. All right.
How to get the index?
Index you can get in this one.
Let's say we want to skip I by 2.
Mm-hmm.
So we just have to manually increment I in the code.
Yeah.
That's only where.
Yeah. Okay. So for I in this, you can basically skip it. Okay. All right. So generally, these are making the smart loops where you initialize some initial values, and then you iterate over this, and then you look at the variables. So it's a normal, usual stuff. I'm not sure. Okay. So this is how you can iterate over things. All right. Now let's say, given this knowledge, can you write a program which finds maximum value in a list? Okay, let's see. Find a maximum value in the list. So given an array of values, find the maximum value in that array. Okay. It will be a small program. So given an array of elements like this, given an array like this, you have to find which one is maximum.
Same thing, instead of proofs, we can do it by that filter and map reduce also, right? In the map,
Correct. Correct.
That's what we have already seen, right?
Correct.
Min-max, whatever you've done.
Correct. But that is a little limiting. That's a little limiting. You have to structure your program such that either you are mutating the value, filtering the value, or reducing the value. Okay. So not every problem can be solved by that so easily. It's very difficult to actually translate the problem into MapReduce a lot of times.
Yeah.
I was asking somebody that can you given a matrix, given a matrix, can you compute, given two matrix, can you compute the matrix multiplication using that, using MapReduce?
Should be possible, no?
It should be possible. It's pretty tough to do.
Yeah. So this, yeah, here you can do that iteration part, go to the next value.
Yeah. There you can't.
You cannot do that, right?
There you can't. Yeah.
But you can make use of both the methods, combination of these two, right?
Right. You try to do max. Yeah. You try to do max using this technique, the reduce technique.
Max using reduce.
Yeah. Right now the problem which we are discussing is find the max of our array list. Yeah, Raju? Okay. Is your laptop working? Try doing now. Huh? Any loop. Don't do this way, I'm just trying out.
Integer.min value, how do we get?
Integer.min value is not there.
No, Java integer.min value.
Yeah. Same thing here, you say sys dot
Min value.
max value and minus of that one is min value. Yeah? See there? Okay. So you have to find the max of max is there, no?
Max is there. Oh, max is minus 1 is min.
Yeah.
How? Round up. Max int will give maximum integer.
Minus 1. Minus of sys dot max int. So it becomes negative, right? That is minimum.
Oh, yeah. Minus 1.
Okay. So create a function. Now this one is going to be in another file. Create max. Create a max function. So your max function, if I give this kind of thing, okay, it should give me 24. If I give -1, -2, 0, it should give me 0. So you have to create this max function. You can use variable argument list. You can use for loop. You can use if else condition. You can use whatever. Create, or you can use simply a reduce function to do all of this. Okay. Should I have a look at your screen? Okay, Mitesh. Remind me to go unshare the screen. Did it come? Why? It's taking time, I think, to come. Network is really slow. I can see.
This is a function I have.
Okay, that is good.
And functions dot reduce is something that reduces speed or force.
Oh, okay. So it's working fine.
You can see the
Result as 59. No, this is last one is what it should not give. Shouldn't it give 76?
89, right?
Oh, this is 89. Last one is 89. Okay. I thought it's 59.
Okay, let me try with removing 86. 76 is the last. 65.
Awesome. So now can you use functions or something?
This is a function I use inside reduce.
No, I don't see. Sorry, can you use loop or something?
Yeah, loop here, not loop.
Yeah, please use. Yeah, please use loop because it will make you comfortable with loop, and once you're comfortable with loop, you are comfortable with the programming language. Done?
Other than loop, what he has done?
He's used reduce. Reduce, yeah.
Yeah, okay, done. And other thing that could be of like filter and this thing has to go with this. So the filter object and map object is literable now.
Okay.
So it doesn't change or reduce. It's still left and it's
Okay. Okay.
There are some fundamental changes that have been
I think they're not still shipping Python 3. True? Okay. It's actually very simple to code in this. After Java, I'm so much relieved now. I'm so quickly doing this stuff. All right. Anybody else want to show the screen? You? Okay.
I did the same way only, Sandeep. So now I'm just trying to do the reduce one.
So I'm making you the presenter for time being, Debashish.
Yeah, the same one. So this is the same one. Define main number.
Okay.
The execution is 10, 20. I have mentioned.
Okay.
So this is the written code is 20. So y is greater than x. So it is represented by.
Okay.
So the reduce one is the how we did that.
Okay. Okay.
But ternary operator is there, no, in Python?
Ternary, I think there is there. करके देख ले ना. No, I don't know how to do that.
Test condition colon true value. Test condition question mark.
That's not working.
Then true value colon false value. No, test condition you put in bracket. It might.
I don't know.
No, right here.
Okay. So, all right. So everybody is able to write a for loop and for each or while. I'll make somebody the presenter. So let's make what is your name? Sashikant, and then yeah. Okay. So all right. Okay. So find max is first you initialize the max value to the minint. You should okay. Negative of max int is minint, right? Good. And then you are doing for I in arguments. If I is greater than max value equals to I, and return this. Perfect. Okay. I can zoom, yeah. Now you can see. So here the more important part is this line number 27, where we are saying max value equals to negative of sys dot maxint minus 1. Okay, meaning this is the minimum possible value which he is initializing. So the moment he encountered the first value in the array, it will put it. Okay. The other way could have been. Can anybody suggest any other way? So his loop iterates. He has put in the minimum possible value in the max, which means the first value it encounters, it will assume it to be max. Okay. Mm-hmm. No. Yeah.
So the other way, what we discussed was that one that reduce one.
Reduce is good. Using this loop itself. Yeah. There are actually, I have seen at least 5-6 deviations in my life. The other interesting question, although it sounds very simple, is given an array of value, you have to put comma, you have to concatenate it by comma. Join them with a comma. And I've seen at least 10 deviations out of all the things people have written.
Here, max value, what is the other way to initialize?
You tell me.
First value of the array.
Yeah. That's another way. You tell me.
Initialize with first value of the array. First value of the array. But yeah, first value of the array.
No, I was confused. How you get the value of an array?
First element of the array, he is saying.
First element. Okay. Treat that as a max value. Here we are talking about the initial value. Okay.
And then there could be another way.
Other way you compare the current with the next one.
That is for reduce.
That's what he's saying. Current means current will be your first value, right? You'll start with current, then you'll go.
So the question was, how do I get to
array square bracket 0.
That was
okay. Okay. Now.
So in this program, what you want trying to find out, what is the max value?
Yes. So he has initialized his max value with the minimum value, okay. Because any element he encountered for the first time, it will assume to be maximum. because every value will be bigger than that one, and that's how he's doing.
So like if I
Yeah,
have
but
multiple
this
numbers
is not
which is
required.
lower than the first number, that will also it will say like compare and say the first number is the higher value than the next
Come
number.
again.
In your same thing, like this the find max, right? 89, 4, 300 is there, right?
Right.
So if we are going like 89 is the first element, right?
Right.
So 4 is the second element.
Right.
So it will compare 89 with 4, which is the higher value.
No, it will first compare 89 with that minimum number.
Yeah.
You initialized, and then it will put 89 into that number.
Yes.
And that, so your current max is 89.
89. Yes.
Now your second max is
Second max is like the second element which comes is 4, so it is lower than the 89.
right.
So then it will go to the third. Then the 100 is again the higher than the 89. So it will replace 89 and put 100 there, right?
Correct. Now the tough question. Whosoever can solve it, he will be my personal favorite on the same line.
You.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, the question is, you are given the stock price of the year. You can buy once and then sell once. Tell me, what max profit can you make and how?
Min minus max. Okay.
These stock prices, you are given stock prices in array in chronological order.
Okay. Order.
So we are going to find out the max value first.
Yeah, chronological order in which
No, last time.
zero means zero means 1st January.
Oh, like that.
And so on till and one means 2nd January. So this way you are given the stock prices of a particular company for whole year from 0 to 365. Now you have to tell me, when should I sell? You have to buy once and then sell once.
I will
Okay.
buy at the least price
Okay.
and sell at the highest price.
Okay. But what if it's not there? Lease price is on a 365th day.
Whatever the
And,
lease price is after the
Yes.
highest price.
Yes.
That is a tricky one, right?
It's a tough interview question. I ask it quite often, and yeah.
What if the least price is on the last day after we sell it?
No, you can only buy once. So where so there are basically on 366. Imagine 366 is your 31st December. This is what you get. Okay. Now you have to tell me the maximum amount of profit you can gain out of it. Whatever we have learned so far, that is sufficient. You don't require any data structures. You don't require any sorting. You don't require anything. Whatever we have learned so far is sufficient.
So this chronological order for one stock price you are going to give, or you are going to give multiple stock prices?
One stock.
It's only one ticker. I mean, it's IBM's stock price.
Okay.
It's only one for the same one for different dates. You can buy once and sell once. You have to make sure that you first buy and then sell.
You have to write a loop within a loop, I think so.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Iterate, first find out the
lowest price.
Not exactly the lowest price, but I'm not able to.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the lowest price and then the subsequent maximum price.
So you are going to try out every possible combination.
Yeah. No, not exactly. Suppose it is touched 40 now, and then it is touched 70, 80 in the subsequent month. Then this kind of range I'll have to find out.
So first, you go ahead.
I cannot write the program, but I will tell you other way around. First, I will put the prices and find out what is the lowest one and during what time, and what is the maximum the price during that period. So suppose I bought it on 1st Jan, the price was 70, and on 18th October or November the price was 110. So I will just compare which is the lowest price and what time and what is the highest price. Do an average out of that, and then you buy on that particular time and sell it out of that.
Average will not be required.
We want definite answer, right?
No, the definite answer means like you do not know, right? When and what maximum price it will go. So
No, only within this range we are asking.
okay, then you can tell, okay, this is the day, this is the lowest price, you can buy it, and that is the day, this is the highest price, you can sell it.
I did not. You got it? So we pick up a price, say on 1st January.
Yes.
Then
1st January the price is suppose 70 rupees.
okay.
So you need to find out when you can buy and when you can sell. Right?
Correct.
So definitely you need to do the pricing, the entire year's pricing, and during what time the price is less, you have to calculate, and you have to buy on that particular date. And what date during the year which is highest, it is the peak of the market, and you can sell it out that day. So for I, you can define for I in these are the prices, find out the lowest one and print out, and for X, what is the maximum?
So what is wrong with in this approach? I'm asking you. First, I assume that I bought it on day January 1. Then I kept on finding when to sell. Okay? I got maximum value. Agree? Okay, I got maximum value. I kept that. So far, I found this maximum value. Then I bought it 2nd January. Then I found all the possibilities. Then I bought it 3rd January, and then kept on finding and then kept on finding which one is max so far. Right? This is one. Probably this is what you were hinting at the time.
You have to find the range, max range, right?
Yeah.
Maximum of the range of the minimum and the maximum.
That's what I was telling people to do average out of the maximum. That's why otherwise
Average will not. It is right.
I don't. Yeah.
Assumption is you have to buy first and then sell, right? So with that assumption, no, I will have a difference of each day.
Correct.
Whenever I get maximum difference, I could definitely
But
buy.
why amongst the?
So I'll give an example. Let's say 2nd January the price is 80. 1st January the price is 70. So 70 minus 80 is minus.
Correct. But why you are waiting only for a day? But you might get a better price on day 3.
I'm selling for the entire 366.
You'll have to find out, right? Compute those values.
I will have a difference of those each day.
Correct. And then from that, we'll have to find the max range.
How many number of times the loop will run?
No, it will not run.
How many?
365 times. 365.
But to compute differences itself, you have to iterate over n. Okay. So how are you doing? I did not get. So you have a list of these numbers. Then.
So in this number, I will find difference. So it will be like A of 1 minus A of 0.
Huh.
So it will either give me positive or negative.
So only consecutively you are finding. Okay. Okay.
So in that order, no. At one point, I will have another array. It will be transformed with positive or negative value.
So 1st Jan, you have a value. And 2nd Jan, you're going to compare this with this, right?
Yeah.
And then you're going to compare 1st Jan with 3rd Jan. Right? That will be one loop which will be running.
No. I will not do that. I will tell you why. The reason is simple. I'll just take numbers, okay? In this scenario, let's say only this. This is the buying point. This will be our selling point, right? So if you see here, the difference is minus 10, right? So the total is minus 20.
Okay.
Now, assuming this becomes 68, let's assume that. So this becomes plus 2. So this becomes minus 10 plus 2 equals minus 8, right? So in this scenario, what I will do is the biggest chunk which is in negative numbers, no? I will pick that up and that will be my buying and selling.
Okay. So what you're saying is the biggest chunk of
minus negative values, right?
negative
Consecutively.
values. Okay.
Consecutively.
Biggest. How can you say that? Let's say there is a scenario 60, 61, 61.5,
And then
61.75, 61 point something. Okay.
then it reduces.
Okay. Now there is something called, okay, yeah, there is a, here, there is say 0, and there is 100, and there is say, again, there is some other value. Now, ideally, this is your best.
Yeah, it will still pick that.
So, as per you, this is only
No,
the negative
it will be minus 100.
So, no, but you have to compute then, right?
Yeah,
so, what you're saying is you keep on running from here to downwards.
One loop will be entire n.
And like entire n.
Next
Then
loop will be n by 2. And in that n by 2, no, I will be doing the same thing again.
So in n by 2, that's the question, right? It's the same thing what you're saying. In negative, so what you're doing, delta you have computed instead of actual value.
Right.
Now you are trying to find out what is the consecutive and the biggest delta.
Differential.
Or
so I will add those, whatever
or let's
get,
say,
right?
yeah, let's say here there was a 40.
Okay.
Okay. And here there was a how should I say? So what you're saying, you will keep on adding, keep on running.
Yes.
Okay. And then the moment you encounter the maximum value, then you will say that. Okay.
So you are telling the logic?
No, he is proposing his logic. Okay. So are you writing?
No.
It's a pretty.
So what I was saying is.
So you try doing it. You try doing it. Okay. And then that will be a better way. And I'm not sure if it will work. I need to think what exactly your approach is. So basically, you're going forward from here, keep on summing up numbers.
Yes.
Now, the moment
I enter positive, I will stop there actually. For a moment.
Okay, so the moment you encounter, if there are negatives, you will keep on going, summing up.
Yeah.
The moment you encounter a positive, then what will you do?
I will stop there, and
then you'll. No, but here you are making mistakes, right? So you bought at 60, you encountered 61.5. Now you encountered a negative one, again 60.
Right.
But here there was 40.
Okay. So
okay.
Yeah.
There was a 40.
So
there is a,
till this, no, I will have a summation.
So here there is 39. Okay.
So I will have a summation
49,
of this.
39, and then 60, and then something.
Yeah.
So if you see here, there is a negative here.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I'll tell you. So I will pick this as one array.
You try doing it. What you are saying is sounds good, but you will not be able to implement it in a single shot.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, so this becomes my 1.
Yeah.
N by 2, no? This becomes my one array. I mean, first element. This becomes my second element, and so on. And then I'll pick up the max of that array.
Okay, try doing that. But trust me, because if you visualize it with the graph, your graph could be anyway. Okay. You will take from here, and maximum is this. You'll have to figure that out. Okay.
So what is the flaw in my logic? We have an array of.
I'll tell you one thing.
Let him complete. Yeah, let him.
Even in this graph, right? Your buying and selling determines the biggest profit.
Alright.
Even here, no, if this becomes my biggest profit, that will become my buying and selling.
Try doing that.
Yeah, I can
try implement.
But I don't know.
Okay. Try implementing. Yeah.
See, what I was telling is I will first read all the numbers.
Okay.
Like, 1, 0 to 366, whatever it is.
Okay.
Find out the lowest and highest.
Okay.
And what are the days it occurs, and that is the easiest
That's the
simplest way of doing it.
So you will read all these numbers.
Yes.
Okay.
And figure out what is the lowest and what is the highest.
Okay, you found out. Now highest is before lowest.
Huh?
Highest is before lowest.
Without buying, you sell, no?
No.
You sell.
Huh?
No. So I will see, right, on what are the days.
So question here is, given the stock price of the full year in the chronological order, you have to find out the maximum profit. But single buy and single sell.
When is the lowest happened and when is the highest happened, and which is first. So do a comparison on that and find out when the.
Try doing it. Try doing it. Okay. Try doing it. Or you can convince somebody else to do it for you.
Excel sheet is can be done.
Do it in Excel sheet, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Do it in Excel sheet.
Min is
So what I was thinking, something is iteratively, maybe multiple loops will have to build up, one within the other, but first, 2nd January, then 1st and 3rd January, then 2nd and 3rd January, this kind of
All possibilities, right? N square.
and then the max value out of it.
Yeah, that will be huge actually.
Huge.
So, okay, so let me quickly ask all of you because we are in the loops. So I'm going to ask few more questions. So n equals something. While n is greater than 0, print n, print high, and then n equals n minus 2. How many times high is going to get printed? N is some value.
positive, right? Some positive value.
N is some positive value. So how many times high will be printed?
So it depends on the number of n, right? What value we give it.
Yeah. Give me your answer in terms of n. N by 2. Okay. Now, what if n equals to n by 2? How many times high will be printed?
No. Log.
So I'll ask you. First question will be first is SQRT of n, B n by 2 times, C log of n,
C.
and D incorrect syntax.
N is an integer or float?
N is an integer. So n is an integer, and what we are trying to do is, while n is greater than 0, print high. If n equals to n by 2, do this.
C will not come if it is 10. And log of 10 is like 1.
No, log this is on base 2.
Log base ln. Okay.
Let me call it ln then. Okay. Okay, we will. So here, why I have done that is because whenever we are talking about any loops, so whenever we are talking about loops, we always count how many times this loop is going to run, and that is what determines efficiency of our whole program. The whole computer science is about counting how many times the loop runs. Okay. And the whole performance optimization, all of that is actually around counting how many times this is going to run. And generally, approximations we have to do. We have to do a lot of approximations. For example, so here, can you see this? Okay. Now, my question to all of you is, because we failed to recognize, let's say there was one loop, n equals to n minus 1. There was one loop which was doing n equals to n minus 1. That was taking around 5 million iterations. Okay, this was doing 5 million iterations. Now, how many iterations is this going to take? How many iterations will happen here? Earlier, there were 5 million iterations. Now, how many times this loop is going to run? Every time the range is becoming half. Okay.
2.5 million.
No.
2. And what about this? If I say n equals to n minus 2, how many times it will run now? Then it will be 2.5.
Again, ln.
In that case, n by 2.
Correct. It will be logarithm of it. And 5 million means 5 into 6, which is 30 into 3, which is 90 times only. Okay. Okay. It will only run 90 times. Okay. And that's where whole of the philosophy of creating index on the table, that comes into. If the previous one is without index, it takes 5 million seconds. After indexing, it will take 90 seconds on the database table. That's where this whole mathematics comes into play. And all right, now going back to our first problem, try cracking the first problem, the first one.
Finding the
Okay.
date for minimum value and finding the maximum after the date
Finding the date.
for which minimum stock price.
Okay.
And finding maximum after the date.
Can you guarantee that will be the minimum?
That will yield
Maybe last day of the year, right?
Exactly, that's what I'm saying, right? That's what I'm saying.
in that case, in manually, how we will sell?
What if on the second minimum? Second day it was minimum.
No, if I want to buy and sell, no, the sell price is on 360 degree, 366 today. What is the case there? If the minimum price is on last day, what should we do?
You tell me.
Also, what if maximum price is on the first day of the year?
What is maximum price on the first day of the year? Oh, it could be anything, right?
So we can't make profit, right?
Why can't?
No, that is the chronological order, right?
So what I'm saying is, don't sell it some other day. Buy it some other day. Why you have to buy on the last day? If on the last day of the year, it is the minimum. I'm not asking you to buy on the last day. You can buy on the second minimum. Overall objective is you have to buy one and sell one. No, it's not. Yeah. So yeah, this is not actually. Huh? We'll keep it. Oh, you want to try it out? Okay, you take then this also as a homework, and trust me, it is going to. If you are able to try this out, these are my pet interview questions. So for Amazon, for other people. So. Okay. So these are as a hint. These are local minima questions. And
You will have some big data analyst sitting on it.
But I am sure there is a very easy solution.
it's a very easy, and you are in the right direction. So give it a shot.
So what is the direction I used?
Okay. No, you are in the right direction. It's on the right direction. Yeah.
So next time, whenever you go for this interview, you can clear immediately.
Yeah.
Because if you are going for this interview, you are going to imagine somewhere.
No, there will be other people asking the same question. Trust me. There will be other people asking my same question. Okay. Because these questions, even if you memorize them, you cannot correct them so easily. Even if I tell you the answer, writing a code for it is always error prone. Okay. Similarly, writing a simple code as convert a string into a number is a difficult thing. Even if you memorize, you know the answer, still writing it again takes a little bit of a programming hunch. Okay. So similarly here, I'll tell you the answer, but similarly, if I ask you this simple question, that it's a loop question, okay? It's a difficult to solve. It's a very obvious, and we do it as a human. We do it day in, day out, okay? And probably you will think that it's very easy, and that's what actually when I'm interviewing people and I have to figure out whether this guy is good for management and good for coding, I ask these kind of questions. So one of my other favorite question is that you have to print a number whose length is n. You have to print all possible numbers whose length is n, and where each digit of this number can go from 0 to m. I'll give you n and n. You have to print all possible numbers. Say if I say m equals to 2 and n equals to 2 or n equals to 3. So first number you need to print is 0, 0, 0. Second is 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 2, and then 0, 1, 0, and 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 2. Just like our electricity meter runs at home. It keeps on ticking. In the same manner, when it is increasing this way, the moment it reaches 2, it reaches the maximum of m, and then it increases the previous digit, and keeps on going again and again. So it's a simple loops problem. It's a very simple loops problem, but it's difficult to write in a single shot. Right? Trust me. So you write a function which takes two parameters, n and m, and prints out all the numbers of length n, where each digit is going from 0 to n. That's all. Simple loop problems. Simple loop problems.
Yeah, writing would be difficult.
No, not writing good. I don't care about writing good or bad. As long as you are able to give the answer, I'm happy.
Hey, are we supposed to do it now or?
No, you take it as assignment. I'll carry on. Okay. So print all the numbers of length n where each digit can go from 0 to n. Okay. Although these questions sound very simple, these are not teasers.
Your screen is not
Again, good that Sasikant is not chatting with people. All right. So, sounds good to you? All right. So, these are very interesting questions because they do not involve any other knowledge than what we have studied so far. They don't involve any data structures. They don't involve any other construct. Whatever we have studied so far is what we can apply here, and we'll get the results. And trust me, these are really interesting questions. Okay. Now that is one thing.
You can put more questions like this on mobile data and everyday class so that we can try.
I'll do it. Okay. So there is one thing. Now going back. All right. So this way you can loop through it, and using these while loop and for loop, you can actually construct almost all the solutions which we have discussed so far. So what is the largest number? 3, 41, 40.
74. Sorry.
No,
74.
Yeah. So I mean, this will basically give you a visualization of. So largest so far, let's say we assume at -1. We encounter 3. We mark it at 3, then 41. It will remain 41. It will not become 12. Again, it will remain 41. Then the moment we encounter 74, we assume 74, and that will be it. All right. So
you have those many slides?
Yeah. That's how I increase number of slides. Yeah. Okay. So I think I should make in the same way a visualization of a stock problem. Okay. That will give you a very clear picture, because that problem is very interesting because it is a simple loop problem, simple loop. Similarly, the second problem where we have talked about the number generation is a simple loop problem. It doesn't require any other data structures. Okay. Now next is finding the largest value. Okay, is the same one what we have just talked. All right. Now you were asking about index or count. You can basically maintain your own variable like that, and then you can keep a counter. Okay. All right. Now average, again, average will be done after finding count and sum, and then okay. Similarly, if you want to filter things, you can do this way, or you can apply a filter function. And second is that if you want to find a particular value, if you have to find a particular value in a list of value, what will you do? No, these are not ordered.
Then linear search.
Linear search? Okay. So you have given a list of values and you have to find that particular value, and how would you do? You will be amazed at how many ways people have done this problem, this particular problem. I can show you sometime. So, because here, how should I say? One is, do you think this is optimum? Can anybody tell me? Why? What will you do? What improvement?
This is super small error.
Yeah. No. This is, let's say the data is not sorted, and you don't want to sort the data. Do you think you can optimize it here quickly? Anybody?
Wait.
So problem is somebody has given a program to you. What does this program do? Is goes through this list, finds out a particular value you are looking for, and that's it. You're looking for 3 here. The moment you encounter 3, that you mark it. So do you think this is optimum? Can you make it? Our objective is to find where is 3 in this list. Okay.
You can write the other way. If not equal to 3, continue.
Okay.
Found equals far.
So do you think if we put a break somewhere, it will be faster?
After finding it, we can break it.
Correct.
So you don't have to run the loop after that.
Yeah, you don't have to run the loop after that. Okay. There are actually a very interesting optimization I could show you here, but that will go out of context. But some researchers have done really marvelous job on this particular thing. Okay.
What is it?
Huh?
What is that?
I'll tell you someday.
For that, another class.
Okay.
They improve linear search.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, break is one thing because it will break after the element form, or we can do for not equality and skip loop.
All right. So I will not get into that because they use like how to break the whole thing into multiple phases and also. Okay.
Last two. Python advanced.
Not Python advanced. That's a general computing. So some scientists did that in 1950s. So okay, the parallel part. I'll show you that. Okay. The similar way we can find the smallest value. Okay.
I mean, one more question. That is not like a distributed finding, right? It is in the same process.
Using the different computing, parallel computing on the different processes on the same machine. Okay. Finding the smallest value. So one way is, so you go through the list. If the number is smaller than the previous one, we do this, and then we have already done these things. Okay. And finding the smallest and biggest, you can do it in a single loop, right? And the other part is that you can use things like is and is not. Okay, so I was talking about, right, you were doing max and min, so there you were assuming some number. So here you can, instead of doing that, you can also put none. Okay, none is a null value. None is a null value, and you can assign that to 1, and then you can check here. If this is none, then do this. Okay. And else if the value is less than smallest, then do this, and so on. Okay. So is and is not is very useful when we are checking the type of things. Okay, if we are checking the type of things, we can use is. Okay, and okay, so we can.
How many types this operators are there? Is and is not.
Why it's not taking? This should work. Anyway, it's 10. Yeah. So is and is not is there. That's one operator for data types. And equal to, less than equal to, greater than equal to. Those are Boolean operators. Then there are bitwise operators, ampersand, or, XOR, and all of those. And other than that, is and is not is there. Okay.
Can we find it somewhere in the Google, like the different types of operators?
Yeah. You just find out operators in Python. The main page itself will give you. Okay. All right. So, any questions? That was a quick way of looking at the loops. Okay. The more important part in the loops is that you should try it out, practice a little bit more, so that you're confident on the loops. And then, so that is the only thing, because loops are not really complex. Loops are more about practice. Okay. Any logic or anything, I mean, if you practice things properly, things don't look complicated. If you don't practice, even the simplest thing will look very complicated, and you'll think that only the smartest people will be able to do it. But it's only a matter of practice and nothing more than that. It's just a matter of practice. So, yeah. And that's pretty much from the loops perspective. All right. So try doing those exercises, those 2-3 exercises I've given. First is the pay scale one. Second one is taxation. Third one is the difficult one, stock price one. Fourth one is our printing all the numbers, possible numbers. And okay. All right. So a string data type is nothing but a sequence of characters. Okay, it's a sequence of characters. Name is a good string, and anything text is a string. Anything text is a string. And a string literally uses double quotes or single quote, but you don't need to mix them together. Okay. So either you can write single quote or double quote, or you can write when you say A plus B and A and B both are strings, it concatenates those two strings. And when a string contains number, it is still a string. Okay. If you put a number in double quotes, it's still a string. And you can convert the string into number using int or float or long or double. Okay. So the way you do it is that you can see this on this side. String 1 equals to hello, string 2 equals to there. If you say string 1 plus string 2 and assign it to Bob. The type of Bob is string and Bob will contain hello there. Okay. And now the fun starts in this. There are lots of cool things you can do in this string. One is that you can read, we have already seen all of these. You cannot subtract 10 from apple. Okay. And same is that when you try to convert int in apple into int, it should not give this. Okay. So we prefer this gives more control. Okay. So if you try to convert apple, okay, that is 100. Apple is 100. So 100 minus 10 is 90. All right. Next is, let's have a look inside strings. When we said it's a sequence of characters, you can always think it like in boxes. And these boxes are marked from 0 to 5. So in banana, B is at 0th index, A is at 1, N is at 2, and so on. Okay. So let's have a look at it. So we say my string is banana. And when I say S0, it is B. This is how I can access each individual character. And length of S is 6. Now what I can do is, there are really nice things I can quickly do. For I in S, print I. Print I. And there we are. So each character it is iterated over. All right. If we have S and S like this, then what will it do? Anyone? If we had for I in S comma S and say print I, it will say banana and banana. Okay, it'll say banana and banana. All right, because now current array contains 2 elements, banana and banana. Now, if you iterate over a single string, it means you are trying to iterate over characters. All right. So, and if you want to say 1, okay. Now, let's say you want only last 3 characters, or you want only all the characters from 0 to 3. In those cases, what you do is 0 to 3. Okay. This way you can do quickly the substring on a string. All right. If you miss out on and, then it assumes it to be 0. If you left hand side, if you miss out on right hand side, it assumes it to be last. Yeah. So we can say that if we say 1 colon this, which means we are interested on not on 0th, but on this one. And if we say this, it means the full string. All right. So this way you can quickly do a substring, do a lot of these cool things on top of string. Okay. And on top of it, if you want to find out what are the functions a particular data type is supporting, you should do dir and say this is our string. So it shows you that these are the various functions supported by our string. This is string, right? On any data type, you can find out what are the functions supported by that particular data type. Okay, so dir is a very important function to look into what are the functions supported by any of the things. Okay, so let's say sys, for example, sys import sys we did, we can say dir sys, and these are the things supported by sys, and there would be something called maxint. Remember, you used maxint earlier. So this way, you can quickly inspect the objects which you are trying to handle. All right. If you want to find out, okay, let's go back to our string. If you want to find out what does rstrip does or strip does, we can do that. Help this dot strip. It shows you the manual of a strip. It says that it returns a copy of a string S with leading and trailing white space removed. All right.
So, you use dir sys, right?
Yeah.
This is dir in the function sys, right?
Yeah. Sys is an object.
Yeah. So, but when I'm saying
You have to do import sys. I have already done import sys.
actually I did already.
Yeah. Let's say you want to find out all the functions in math library. You can say import math, and then you can say dir math. And you are suspecting that, oh, I think pow is the function you're looking for. So what will you do is help math dot pow. It'll give you, it returns x to the power y, and that's it. Okay. So that's a very, very useful function when you are dealing with any.
It's not there in Java, right?
It's not there. Yeah, but Eclipse give you all the recommendations, right? You put a dot and it gives you all the list.
All the functions.
Yeah. So alright. So this is good in the sense that you can quickly find out what is it that you require. So sine, cos, tan, and whatnot. And coming back to our string class, you can say, so we can say dir, and let's say that is digit is alphanumeric, and let's say there must be some 2 upper 2 lower. Do you see 2 upper 2 lower? Yeah, lower is there, okay, and upper is there. So there is upper, which means I can say Sandeep and say upper, okay. So it converts it into uppercase. Similarly, there is a function, you can see this is upper here listed, you can see, and then there is another function called count lower, okay. You can say lower. All right. So, and whenever you, those are the cool way of finding out quickly what are the various functions supported by various libraries. Okay. And you can access each individual letter like this and range of letters using A colon B kind of a format. We call it array indexing format, where it's not only string that you can access that way, but you can also access elements of an array in the same manner. Okay. For example, if we have an array called foo, right, and you want only first 3 elements, you can say 0 to 3, and there you are. Okay. If you have if you want only all the elements starting from say 4th index, you can have all. So you can do that slicing very quickly using these array operators. You can access any element any point of time. Okay. Now a character too far, as in you will get Python error if you attempt to access something which is beyond an array. Unlike our C code where you could access any array. If it is initialized, then you get proper value. Otherwise, you get some dumb garbage value. But C does not stop you from accessing any element in the array. But these next generation programs, such as Python and Java, they stop you from accessing an element which does not exist. Okay. And because of that, programs written in C are very buggy sometimes. Okay. They're buggy quite often times. I've not seen a single person writing the CQR code. Even if I ask you to write a very simple code such as take the name of the user and print it back, you will make at least one security hole if you are writing in C. Okay. I have done a lot of interviews with people where I have asked them to write very simple, very simple code in C. Okay. Specifically those people who claim to be security expert, but none of them have been able to write a single program without security bug. Okay. Reason being, in case of C, you could access any array of index anytime. People were able to make so many mistakes, but thankfully those security errors have been covered well by Python and Java kind of language, and that's what makes them really powerful and useful. That's why people avoid writing code when it comes to the practical programming. The people avoid writing code in C when it comes to the practical programming. All right. All right. So strings have length, and strings have a function called length, which basically gets called when you call len function. Okay. So when we call len, it shows you the length of a particular variable, and similarly, it's basically when we call this external function called length, it is internally going to call the fruit.length. Okay, and that's how it works. Okay. Now you can loop through a string like this, the way I had shown you, character by character, and print all of the value characters. All right. And any doubts here? So you can loop through. It's a definite loop from one character to another. This is an iteration way. You could access either 0, 1, 2, 3, and keep on increasing 0 to length and then accessing it, or you could write this way. Either of the formats are fine. And loops in counting further. Now, this one is basically counting how many times a character has occurred so far. A particular character called A has occurred so far. All right. So, and as I was telling you that you can always check A in A comma B, right? Like this. So it will return you true. But if you try to check like this, it will return you false. Okay. So in the same manner, can you write a loop? Can you write a loop which just counts how many vowels are there in a string? Can you? Can you try? So all you have to do is iterate like this. Instead of this condition, you can use in condition and checks how many vowels are there. Okay. All right. You leaving? Okay.
Put a counter here.
Heard?
Put a counter, put an array of the vowels.
Right.
Right.
Right. That's correct. Yes.
Yes.
All right. Done? Anybody? Can I have a look? I'm making a presenter.
Let me run this.
Baju? Okay. Are you stuck? I can have a look if you are stuck. Okay. Rakesh, are you stuck? Okay. So here we are. All we need to do is count all the vowels. All right. Okay. So I'm making you the presenter. This is a good format to conduct this thing, right? Okay.
To show my screen.
Did it not ask you?
I asked, I accepted.
You can see. It's visible. Where is that screen? All right. How many length of string is 9? And how many vowels are there?
Oh, short vowels, huh? Not frequency.
No, so you counted the frequency. Hello? Is Sandeep here? This is regarding? What is that? Mm-hmm. Hmm. What kind of products you give the detail about? Oh, right. All right. All right. I raised a request. Apparently, you are the largest database of product, right? Okay. 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 Mm-hmm. Right. 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 So your database is on. It's not open. How do you? On what basis? On what charges do you provide that database? Okay. So if I have to find out all kinds of mobile in the mobile sector, do you keep that information on so what I understand is that you are a database of products across the globe, right? But you are saying that you are specializing in FMCG right now. So what I was interested, yeah, what I was interested is in not only India but across the globe. Uh, I was interested in finding out what all mobile phones have been published till date, have been launched till date, and those kind of information I was looking for. Do you have that kind of information? Okay, okay. No, no, I was looking for the global. I was looking for the global. Okay, 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 okay. I would prefer it in either Excel sheet or any other database format, not as a report format. Okay, great. Okay, 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 okay. See, I am right now tied up with at least five, six other companies. Okay, those who provide me the general insights on the market in India across the globe. Okay, so I would like to foresee if you will be interested in, uh, helping me out. All right. So yeah. Mhm. Uh, right now, my current focus is technology, but maybe after a few months, it might be in FMCG in another sector. I'm into big data, and I do a lot of analysis in big data. Okay, so no, I'm based out of Bangalore. Okay. That will not be possible. That will not be possible. I'm packed for next 2 weeks. Maybe after 2 weeks, I can plan. This week and next week, I'm totally packed. Okay, and all right. So we can plan after 2 weeks, right? Okay, 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 great. Yeah, yeah. Okay, thank you. Done? Awesome. So is working for you? Total overall frequency is 3. A is 2. Okay, awesome. Great. Great. So you have kept an array count of frequency of all and also kept a summation of all. Okay. And right. Can you make it easier? Okay. You without only the total. If I'm only interested in total.
Total also printed, right?
So if just I'm trying to see.
That is frequency, but while printing, I reduce it to total, no?
Only the total.
Here, total.
No. Can you reduce the code if I'm looking for only total?
Only total.
Yeah. No, this is good. Yeah, this is good. No, no, this is good. This is good. Great. So what you have done is it's a good approach actually. So what he has done is he has maintained an array of 5 elements and then iterated over the characters in a name and found out if that name is A or any of this and then increase that count. Okay.
And then for total, I reduce.
Right. This is good. Okay. All right. So now who else has done? Good. Yeah. All right.
So let's see.
Okay. You are definitely in love with the WordPad. I had a very bitter experiences with that WordPad. Every time I would code and it would corrupt my code. To put all those special characters. Somehow it's working out for you. That's nice. Show me the code again. Can you make it simple? Can you use in? In?
Would you like to see?
If you use in and maybe do lower or something. So I was showing you, right?
No, we'll try.
So you can do like this. Okay. And also you can convert it to lowercase before you do anything. So that will reduce your your code. But this is good. And Mitesh, and then
I'm doing the same thing. What are you saying?
okay, so for letter in word, if letter is in this, count plus equals 1, and this is good, right? But why are you doing this? Why are you doing string? Okay, this is good, right? This is correct.
So I'm converting it into lower.
So that the letter is correct.
No, any character lower or upper.
That is why I'm just converting into lower everything. So that major should be font stay करना है. So why otherwise it will be capital A again. Why it will not
Just a second. Let me have a look. Just remind me to. Yeah. Okay, this is good. Yeah. No, it should be in. It should be in. Instead of equal to, it should be in. Yeah. Yeah, it should work. All right, great. This is good. This is beautiful. All right, so let's just. Baiju, you want to show? You want to show? All right.
bracket.
Done? So I gave you the control. Oh.
You can show mine.
Okay, let it finish downloading. Okay, anybody else wants to show? Shashikant, right? No, you got. All right.
आपका फोन गिरने लगता है
उसका फोन आ गया
All right, this is good. This is good. Yes. Yeah.
I'm trying to print it. The printing is already not working.
This is good. Yes, that's what I was looking for.
See, this is a I have written the code. The first one, word equal to orange, count equal to 0, for letter in word, etc.
All right.
It doesn't work actually. It doesn't print anything.
It doesn't print anything?
No.
Why is the tab? Why is the tab?
Which tab?
Show me the. Okay, this is correct. Wait. Word equals to orange, count equals 0 if for letter in word. If letter, so you don't have to put bracket over there in the if, and count plus equals 1, and then so for each word you are printing the count, right?
Yeah, we tried both ways. Not even printing.
Remove that bracket once. If in a if condition. Why is that happening?
So last time it is
I have a bit of support.
Empty loop means what? Blank line.
W is wrong. The W you missed W first letter. It has become ORD equals orange.
Copy paste it is illegal.
ये क्या word pad है इधर कुछ copy paste होता है उधर कुछ copy paste होता है
No, this is notepad, यार. Notepad तो चलना चाहिए ठीक से.
Printing, why is it not printing?
Press enter again. I don't get it. No, that single quote is, I think, bad. Let me zoom.
It should otherwise give an error.
The print should be under a file.
Yeah, print, we are just doing it for the sake of it. Even if it prints for all the for loop, it's okay, but it is not printing anything.
So I think there's a single quote problem. Let me have a look.
I use this one. I think I am supposed to use this one, right?
Oh no, that's the problem.
I use this one also.
Both, yeah, that's the one you have to use.
This one also.
Yeah, this is only
The double quotes, no? Give double quotes.
Wait.
If these double quotes works, print.
I think यहाँ पे space देना चाहिए plus str.
It's okay. Yeah. Remove print na once, but that then
No, give word equal to double quotes orange man. Give it in double quotes.
it's okay.
Try that once.
ये Notepad plus ज़्यादा intelligent बेचारा है यार बड़ा साला यहाँ पे जो नहीं चाहिए वहाँ से वो एक ऐसा कि
Do up na up arrow.
You can up arrow also. You could use it.
Print count.
It says undefined, right? Because count is that in that 4 only.
No, it should not because it's here.
वाला मोबाइल तो गया
So let's try.
I know. Print you.
print you print है
Why?
प्रिंट वर्क हो रहा है पहले तो वही देखना पड़ेगा. You got some dynamic automation team huddle. Just print something, print word or something.
So why it's not? Count equals 0. print count and okay. So, no, it's okay.
But it is not printing for some reason. I don't know.
It's working now? Yeah.
What was
So,
the problem?
I don't know. If you remove the print statement, actually it's working fine.
Yeah.
And I think there's something wrong with the way you're defining orange. Ah, that's correct. That's correct. Great. Good. All right. All right. So, yep. Anybody else want to? Vaju is done. Okay, you have a pig which has 4 legs. Yeah. And hand which has two legs. Okay. 56 legs. Total leg was there 56, and 20 heads were there. 56 legs, 20 heads. Yes. So he wanted to know how many sheep. How many pigs? How many? So let's assume X and Y.
Yeah. 4x plus 2y is 20. Right?
Yes. 4.
56.
Yeah.
And x plus y is 20. You can easily get it. Right?
Yeah, so they have shown to write in this way, and they have complicated further with taking one more element in
that. Right.
X, Y, Z.
Right. So what you can do is this is basically there are many ways to do that. One is called knapsack problem. Knapsack is a difficult problem to solve. In the same line, there was a thief who got into your house. Now your house contains a lot of items. Every item has got a price value. Okay. So he has to collect n items such that he gets the maximum revenue. So it's under a similar scenario. You keep on subtracting, doing a backtracking, and in case something it's exhausted, then you try another thing. So that comes under the similar backtracking kind of thing. You try all possible combinations essentially. Okay. But I'd like to have a look at this question. Okay. So yeah, I was trying to see. Baiju, are you able to share the screen? Let me. Yeah, it is showing you as the presenter now. So any questions on these things which I am talking about right now? No questions?
More examples given reduce map lambda.
That one? Okay.
Maybe tomorrow or whenever.
Let
Practice that parallel problem using parallel.
More programming. More programs. What? More examples on
map reduce.
More problems on map reduce filter. Okay.
Like problems which we can solve using that parallel method.
Yeah.
So dictionary is over.
I'll come in. Okay.
So what was your covered in now? I mean
the basics. Yeah.
Functions mainly.
Functions mainly, yes.
Map
functions and the structures, functions and loops. And now we are going ahead, and we talked about maps, reduce, and lambdas, and while is indefinite, for is definite.
If we know,
Yeah.
if we know how many times the loop will continue, the number of times, if we know the number of times, we'll go for loop. If we don't know how many times it will loop, we only know the condition till when it will.
All right.
loop.
So
While.
yeah, you want to show? Should I come? Not working. Okay. For range, that's a for loop over the definite one. I'll show. Okay. Good. Okay, that's again you have to run. Yeah. No, that's good. Same. All right. So great. And all right. So I think there is one more thing which he's asking. So if you have to iterate from 1 to 100, what will you do in Python? So what you can do is for I in, there is a function called range. You can say things like, here if you type range, what happens is 1 into 100. So it creates an array of 1 to 100 element. And you can say for I in range and then print I. So it prints quickly. Okay. Last one is not included. If you want to get last one included, you can say, okay. So that's how you do basically this loop from one to another. Okay. So also these things I have discussed already. If you want to find out the range basically you can go through this one. So you can find out the range. If you don't specify this one, it assumes it to be end. If you don't specify any of this, it means beginning to end. If you don't specify the beginning part, then it assumes that to be 0. Okay, string concatenation, you can do the concatenation like this. Okay, we can use the in operator. Also, you can do the string comparison. Okay, instead of using string cmp, string cmpi, and all of those functions, you can straight away say greater than, less than, equal to right away. So that makes the life easier for programmers. So anything that comes before in the dictionary, that is called lexically small, because dictionary is lexically sorted, while numerically sorting means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. But in lexical sorting, 1, 10, 2, 20, and so on. That way it happens. Okay. So that is lexical sorting. Yeah. So word is greater than banana. If it is true, then your word comes before this, and so on. Okay. Also, there are few things that you need to make a note of it. Okay. That greater than and less than is also applicable to arrays. Okay. So for example, I can say 1 is less than 2. If I say 1, 1, then you can see this. Okay.
So which one it is comparing both the elements it is comparing.
Yes.
But how the third element?
Yeah. So it keeps on going from left to right in both the arrays. The moment it finds the smaller one, it prints it to be.
But in the second last case,
yeah.
you have given 1, 1, 3.
It is 1, 1, 3. So it compared 2 with 1 and found that 1 is less than 2. Therefore, it is a relation is true and it returns. But if you say 1, 1 is less than 1, then it is wrong. Why? Because it is comparing like strings do. When you're comparing two strings, you compare first character, you compare second character, and so on. Okay? So this is clear, right? Comparing arrays. Okay? So this is clear, right? How to compare arrays? Okay? All right. And we have a string lower, and there are many functions which you can have a look at it. There are capitalized kind of functions are really nice. You can say Sandeep, and you can say Giri, and you can say capitalize. So you can see S has become capital. So first letter it converts it into uppercase. Okay. Capitalize, center. What is center? I've never used center. I like to use center. I don't know what center. Let's have a look at it. Help center. So it says returns as center in a string of length width. Padding is done using the specified fill character.
Do 20 or something. Like that. So it makes your string at 30.
Okay. That's it. So this is a cool thing. You can send.
The left right padding also.
So it,
Center is you make it center and then pad left and right both.
so if I have to do cool thing like alright, I can decorate things. Okay, so these are the various functions available, and you can also use things like replace, where you can replace an old string with a new string, and find. Here you might use R strip and left strip and right strip to remove new line. You can say if there is a new line, so the way you represent new line is like this. Okay, you can say right strip and it'll remove the new line from the right hand side. Okay, if there was a new line on the left hand side, you could say L strip and it'll remove only the left one. It removes both. Okay. Now, right. Now you can use find function to find out particular string in another string, and you can use upper and lower, and you can also do replace. You want to try find and replace? So we can see Sandeep and then find and. Okay. So it's found at and is found at first index. Now if you want to replace replace and with capital and, so you can replace. You can see that?
So in this you're doing both replace, find and replacing.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So if you provide one more, what is happening? All right. So it has substituted instead of that string a new string. All right. Now that is, and stripping white space, you can remove white space like new line characters and tab and space. It'll remove that. So you can basically have a complex string. So something like this. You could have tab and so you could remove all of this with in a single shot. Any white space, new line, tab or space, all of it is removed by this thing. Okay. Now another is you want to check Sandeep. It starts with S. It starts with S. Okay. Okay, so it returns true. Does it start with this? It says no. Okay, so those kind of things are possible, but in real life you will use regular expressions rather than any of this. Okay.
I remember in your root class, right? You have told that entire file will be split into words,
Right.
right? So which command will be useful for this?
So here you will say, here right now, whatever we have learned, you can say, let's say Sandeep Giri is someone, and you can say replace, and you can say space, and then you can say new line. And so that's how it is going to be. So you'll replace that with this. It is now into a single word. You can see new line means new line. Okay. So that way one word will be per line. Okay. Now let's say we are trying to find out an email address in anything. Okay. So we can find out email address by searching for @ and then on both the sides we try to iterate and find out spaces. Okay. Yeah. So we are, I think, almost through. Yeah, almost through. Okay. So again, so you can basically find out the characters in a single string, and once you have found out, then you can basically further in find arguments. So there are there are these things like you can say help dot find. So it basically takes two arguments, start and end. Okay. By default, first you can specify start and you can specify end, and so on. Okay. So that way you can utilize it to find the location of anything. Okay. So that's how you can use it. But these string things which search and replace, a regular expression will be a better choice. Okay. Further, to get help, use these commands. Okay. You can use dir double quote or help double quote split. That's for string to find out any object's help. Dir will list all the functions in that object, all the functions and variables, and help will give you the detail on each string or in any object or any function in detail. Okay. And also, if you are not able to figure out, just search on Google and you will get exactly what each function does. Thankfully, we are in that time where these things are available to us. Okay. So that's pretty much, and we can take a break.
Tomorrow we have training, right? As per schedule it is.
Yeah, as per schedule. So total number of hours is 26. So 8 yesterday, 8 today, and 8.
3 days training.
3 days training. So it was up to me whether I want to do 6 hours each day, or should I do it on multiple days. What? Tomorrow will be free.
No.
No training.
So Saturday will be there.
Yeah. Let's take a 5 minutes break and come back.
So it's not possible to cover the scrapping and all.
Today? We are going to start something more detailed, and so okay. So do you wait for Prithpal? Is he coming?
Yeah.
All right. So a text file can be thought of as a sequence of lines. Okay. And a text file is basically just another file. There's not much of a difference. So we'll see how to process files, and you will realize that how easy it is to process files. If you ask a Java programmer, so let me ask you that how long will it take for you to write a good working file reading program in Java? How many lines? How much time would you take? Just read the file, read the lines, print line by lines. That's all.
Around 10 lines. File input string.
Yes. Okay.
10 lines and around 15 minutes.
15 minutes, right? Here it takes a minute.
And 1 line.
And 1 line. All right. So it takes 1 line instead of 15 lines, and it takes 1 minute instead of 15 minutes. And that's probably one of the reasons why most of the Java programmers, including myself, I have actually, spent considerable amount of time on Java. Probably 8 years of my career has been into writing Java program, writing modifying Java virtual machines itself, and even writing my own exhausted around 5 lakh lines of code. So still, I'm not very comfortable in handling the files. And also, whenever I interview people on Java, I actually ask them to write a program which reads file from the file system. So why? Because most of the Java programmers have got used to framework so much that they themselves has forgotten how to read a file. Okay. Because it's actually too much of code, and that is something which irritates me really too much. So therefore it's important to have a look at the file. Here it's actually pretty sweet. Just like an iterator, you can say for I in open that file and go through the lines and give me these results. That's all. It's as simple as that. So we'll talk about that. So text file looks like this. We all deal with text files day in, day out. From the operating system perspective, a text file is nothing but just another file. Here, the characters a text file contains are all printable text characters. Okay. So before we can read the contents of the file, we must tell Python which file we are going to work with. Of course, we all know that. And this is done using a function called open. And open returns a file handle, an object representing the beginning of the file. Okay, on which you can iterate and go through the file. Okay, it's similar to saying file open in any text editor. Okay. So this open function looks like pretty simple. So you can say handle equals open function. So handle is your variable. You can name it something like h or something else, and you can open the file, and you can provide the mode. Mode is a string. You can provide R or W. R means reading the file. W means for writing the file. Okay. File name is a string. Mode is optional and should be R if we are planning. So also you can just simply call it open and that file name, whatever you want to call, and that's it. Okay. So and then we can, once we have a handle, we can do either read all of the data in single shot, or you can go line by line, or you can go character by character, and that's how we operate. All right. Now, a handle is basically a symbolic representation to the file, so that you don't have to, so that even if the file gets removed, sometimes the file gets removed, still the handle will live. Okay. And basically it represents the actual handle represents the actual file location on the disk. If the files are missing, then this statement itself will give an error. straight away, saying there is no such file or directory as this one. All right. Also, the new line character is /n, and /n basically, whenever we say line by line processing, is nothing but splitting the text by this special character called /n. /n has got a value of, can anybody tell ASCII value of /n? It's 10. Yeah, it's 10. So the thing is that we should note clearly that a /n is what we represent a new line in Unix. In case of Windows, we represent a /n by /r/n. There are two characters that come in. Okay. If you save a file using Notepad and you try to open it, then you will see that there are two characters at the end of each line. Okay, because that's how the Notepad saves the new line, /r/n. Okay. So now the same file which we talked about line by line, it's actually like this internally. There is this special characters which we are printing like /n for our visual representation, but internally it's a 10 number. Internally it's a number 10. Okay. So now the easiest one is you basically say X file, this is handle, equals open mailbox, and then you say for cheese in X file. And that way, let me check if I'm recording. Yeah. So that way you say you can iterate over the lines in the file. Okay. It's as easy as this one. Okay. When you look at this code and when you next time you have to read a file, you will say it's just a minute task. Just give me, I'll do that. Okay. Let's say it will take me 15 minutes.
So Xfile is what type? Is handle plus iteratable, right?
So this handle provides an iterator. Okay. So let's do this. So I'm going to exit from here. Go to my big data training. How do you big data training? My live classes, Python example. So here I'm going to make a data file, and to make a data file, I use an editor called TextMate, and let's say files data. Okay, files data.txt. Here in this, I'm going to write some file. First, second, third. All right, and I save it. That's it. Now you can see that inside this file, if I do cat, it will show me all these 3 lines. And now let me just launch Python and say, all right, and let me say my file handle equals f equals this, and I can say for line in f and then print l. All right, so you can see that. So I was
printing 2 new lines.
Yeah. Print is adding 1 more line. Okay. So one new line is coming from the file itself. It does not remove the line. Now, can somebody tell me quickly what I need to do in order to have only no space between the lines?
No space between lines.
There is no spaces, right? 1 extra space. How can I remove that quickly? Strip, correct. It's called rstrip, which is right strip. All right, good. So basically, you can see that I was able to say f equals open my file, iterate to the file, print lines. So this is the easiest way to read the file. Okay, this is the easiest way to do a line by line processing, and because this is the most common one which we do all the time, therefore the paradigm of reading a file should be so easy that we have no subconscious hindrance to use the construct to read the file. All right. Now, so that's what we have done quickly. All right. Now, if you have to count the file, it's not a big deal right now. You can just count the number of lines by doing this. Or you could say len on the handle and it will give you the total size. I think the len will give you the total size. Okay. Now, if you want to read the whole text file, let's say you don't want to do a line-wise processing. Why? Can somebody give me an example why we don't want to do the line-wise processing?
Line by line processing, huh?
Yeah, why don't we want to do line-wise line processing?
Definitely time will be one factor.
Give me
Consumption.
too much of
Large
reason.
file means large RAM is required.
Oh, no. So in line-wise line, you will only read one line at a time. That will require less.
Every time it opens the file, it will open.
No.
It will keep in memory, right?
Right.
It will take time consuming and it should do some reporting
Right.
and all.
Right.
It will be too much and
Right.
too much of resource consumption.
Okay. So the other actual reason is resource consumption is actually lesser in line-wise. Yeah. Because you will only read one line at a time.
No, but you have to load the entire file to the memory
No. When you are going by line, you read one line at a time
from the file.
from the file. Here, when we read the whole file in a single shot, this one consumes what you're saying, that applies here. Here, because everything will be loaded into the memory. And that's when it will take. So why would we like to do this? Can anybody give me a quick example? Why would we like to read the whole file?
Fast response.
Fast response, yes.
You need to index whatever is required.
Okay.
So it can
Meaning pick and choose out of the whole file and process properly. Good. Okay.
be single execution.
Yeah. Good.
After opening, if any modification happens to file, we will not get that, right?
We'll not get that, yes. Now, tell me this. So if this file is an XML file, will you do line-wise line processing or you will read the whole file?
If it is short, I will do whole DOM parsing.
Correct.
It is big, I will do line by line.
Correct. So there is SAX parser and there is DOM parser. So we'll do the, if we have a whole file generally, so if you have an XML file, unless you are really in a different zone, mostly loading a file, XML file will be good enough into the memory. And then for that, you'll have to read the whole file because XML tags, HTML tags are on multiple lines. So processing that would require most of the data altogether. Okay. So that's when the role of reading the whole file comes into. And here in a single shot, the whole file is converted into a single string. You have a single string. Now you can do whatever you want. You can go to nth character. You can jump back and forth because in a file, jumping back and forth is not possible generally. It's only forward one. You cannot, if you are on move forward, you can't go just back. It's very difficult itself. All right. Similarly, if you want to find out, there is a huge mailbox. So generally in Unix or on these things, we store all the emails as a plain text in a single file with a separator. So if you have to find out quickly, you have to scan the file and find out who all has sent the email. You will write some code like this. You will say, go through line by line in my inbox, find out all those lines that start with from colon. This will basically give me those lines which start with from, and it will just tell me the detail about the recipients. Yes. So wherever you have started your Python from, by default, say right now you are in this particular folder, you will give the either relative path relative to the current folder from where you started Python, or you will give the absolute path C:/ blah blah blah. So either absolute path or relative to the point where you have started Python from. Okay.
I was trying that.
Okay. What is the error you're getting? Okay. So I'm making a presenter. So here I can see that there is open this thing.
Mode is by default.
Unicode codec cannot decode bytes to the position 2, 3. No, this is editor problem. Let me have a look. There is something wrong has happened. Okay, you have to put double slashes. Yes. Yes. All the slashes should be double because slash is a special character. Slash is a special character, and to escape the slash, you have to put another slash. Awesome, great. So that way, I will make myself presenter before it becomes embarrassing for you. All right. So great. Let's move on. Any questions before we move on? God bless you. Good. So now you can see that these blank lines, as we told that either you can use another kind of sys.out.write, or you instead of print you can use sys.out.write, or you can strip it the way he has stripped it. So basically it removes the line slash n from it. Okay. Okay. Another is we can conveniently skip the lines by using continue, but that doesn't make much of a difference. Okay. And now you can do further filtering, saying you're looking for a particular email address. Then you can say give me all the lines where this is not inside this. If not, this inside. Okay. So that way you will get all those lines which do not contain this particular string will be skipped. If not this, then continue. Otherwise, print. Okay. So that is one. You can do these kind of cool things with this. And when you are reading line by line, you can do anything you want. Okay. Also, you can read the file by asking the user which file to open, and then after reading the file name from the user using raw input, you can basically open that file and then iterate over that file howsoever you want. Okay. Now, what if the user enters a wrong file name? What if the way we were trying to run it, we have a wrong file name? In those all cases, put the error handling properly by using try and accept. So try this, and then you can say file cannot be found and give a proper exit. So, okay.
What happens if we don't call exit?
Nothing happens. It's okay.
Program will fail if you are
So here, if you don't exit here, right, what will happen is it will fall down.
No, that code also is on the try only.
Then
So
it is okay. Then there is nothing.
no, if you what?
After fn.
After fn, okay.
Next I have the file and count equal to 0.
Next is you have count equals 0. Okay.
All the remaining code I have in the try.
Okay.
Yeah, it will still come out here. Exception, right?
Correct. So if in that case, if I don't put exit,
yeah, that's okay.
If open the handle in memory.
No. This file handle is read only, right? It doesn't matter. Okay. The moment it finishes, it reads. It doesn't put any kind of a lock on this. Okay.
Okay, if I open
A write file,
WriteMat,
then you have
if
to
I
close
don't
it.
put exit, then the file lock will be
Yes.
kept.
Yes.
Will exit closes it, or do we have to close it?
Which one? Read one? Write one? You have to close it. Okay. So yeah, this was a quick overview of reading the files in using Python. Any questions? No questions?
But Java file streams are it provides so many.
So those kind of things are further, if you dive deep into the way you are reading,
Okay.
then those things will they will not be here file streams will not be so detailed and sophisticated, but they will do your job really well.
One of the stream also, right? Continuous
Yes.
basis.
Yes.
Java, we can do that, right?
Yeah. Here also you can do that. Okay. Right. Here also that exception object you get will give you the error code. Okay. So that was how to read files and how to deal with the file. And no questions right now. Okay. Now we have already talked about lists briefly because from the day zero we have been dealing with lists in the form of arrays. And okay, so a list is kind of a collection. Okay, and these are basically an ordered collection in which we can access things with the index 0, 1 or something else. And a collection is nice because we can carry many values in it and we can iterate over this. Now, what is not a collection? Almost everything when we deal with is collection. Okay. And these basic variables x, y, z or any of the object is not a collection. The primitive variables, right? The primitive variables are not a collection. While a string is a collection of characters, and your object might be a collection of keys. Say dictionary is a collection of keys, and so on. So list constant, these are the okay. So the list constants are represented by 2 square brackets both the sides, and list element can be any Python object. You can, I'll show you while talking about object-oriented programming, how can you make your object iterable? The way we iterated over the file, we got a file handle, we iterated over the file handle, right? In the same way, tomorrow when you're creating your own object like file handle or some other stuff, you might want to give an iterator over that object. So you can create your own handles. You can create your own way. Okay, and basically any object can be a list, and you can iterate over it. So so basically these are the few examples. And do you think is it a valid list? Can somebody tell me? 1, Sandeep, comma 3.4. Will it give error?
No, maybe it's valid in Python.
Yes, it is completely valid in Python. Okay, it's like an array list object in Java, which can have anything if it's not hardwired by a generics. Okay. Array is an array. You can put anything you want in it.
We could have array inside it.
Yeah.
As an element.
As an element, yes. Okay. So you can have a look at this code where you can have further array inside this. Okay. So if you have array defined like this, you can say I in array, and you can say print I, you get this. If you further want to do things like array, what was that? ARR3, right? You get this. If you want to do the same thing further, you can say print I. Now you'll get 2, 3, 4. Okay. So basically, you can iterate over this, or you can iterate over the third element of this array, a fourth element of this array. Okay. So now you can see that there is a difference.
Friday, what time?
Friday will start early. 9. We have to cover it up. We have to go into more details. All right. So these are the list constants. Okay. We have been using these lists since the day we started, and it's such a basic part that we can basically we have looked at all of these parts. So if it's an array, we can access it by indexes, and now the thing is, lists are mutable. It's not that we cannot delete a list or change the list. Okay, so you can have say we have an array here. We can say 0 equals something else. Now 1 will be replaced by something else. See, there was 1 and we replaced it here. Okay. Somehow I forget to type P every time. Okay. Now, other thing is we can delete an element from an array and put more elements into an array. Okay.
Delete, we use delete.
I think del works fine. So we say del ARR0. So if we have, so the 0th element is gone. Same thing we can say now. You can see this, the array index is moving up. Okay. So we can, the same problem which we discussed in the beginning.
ARR of 2,
okay. So if we say while length of array is greater than 0, we say delete ARR0. It'll basically delete the whole.
Delete ARR of length.
And if you want to just delete this object which we created, it will say ARR not defined. All right. So this way you can delete each element in the array. You can update an element, and also, but you please take into account that strings are immutable. Strings is an array of characters, but they are not mutable. Say if we have Sandeep and we say 0, we get first character. But if we try to change it, we want to change it, it does not allow us. Okay? Strings do not allow us to alter the values. Okay? But in general, an array or a list is a mutable item. You can modify it. All right? Using length, you can find out the length. Okay? Using range basically generates a list of values from beginning till end, which we have already said. If we do not provide 2 arguments, range will generate anything from 0 to that, before that. Okay. Good. Now, so range 1, 2 is 1. Okay. Till the before 2. So basically we can iterate over these values and print. Either there are 2 ways to iterate the element. One is the first way. We want to print these names. So we can say second is for I equals I in this range length friend, meaning 0 to the till that point. So it's equivalent to saying for I equals 0, I less than length of this one and semicolon I plus plus. So we are doing that, and then we are assigning friend to friends and then printing. So both are equivalent. There is not much of a difference between the two. Okay. Also, we can concatenate two arrays quickly. This was such a big task when we used to deal with the other programming languages such as C. And so here we can simply concatenate two arrays like this and assign it to a new list. Okay. So the plus means different when it comes to list. Plus means different when it comes to a string. Plus means different when it comes to integer. Alright. Similar to the way we have been slicing it, substring basically. You can do substring the way we have been doing with the string or any array. Okay. So you can basically try to find out all the methods in dir and it will give you all this list. Okay, so get used to this thing. We can say dir and square. So you can see all these methods which are there. You can append to. So you have an append method, count method, extend method, index method, insert method, pop, remove, push, sort. Okay, so you can use the list in very innovative ways. Okay, so let's say I have C. I can say C dot pop and it will take out the last element from the array. Okay, if you say C dot append, I can add more values at the end. So what does it mean to us? It means that we can use an list like a stack. If you use append and pop, you can use it like a stack. And if you want to use it like a queue, you can do that. You can call things like reverse. Okay, so the order is reversed now. Okay, you can see that order. Similarly, if you want to sort it, you can sort. Okay, the elements are sorted. So all those methods, again, let's have a look at those methods. Okay, so we have index. Okay, we have insert. We can insert at any arbitrary place. We can pop, we can remove. Okay, we can reverse, we can sort, and we can append. Okay, we can basically say array is there, right? Where is, okay, C is there. C5, C4 is this. C5 equals 3. It says out of range. Okay, but you can do C dot append and you can put anything and keep on appending to it. Okay, so now see, we have appended x to the array. All right, that's how you basically append. Okay. So the other way to create a list is using list. Okay, either you can say square brackets, that is easier than saying this, or you can say equal to list if you are forced to do so. Okay, and then you can keep on appending and replacing the values, and that's how. All right, so we have already tested this. We have an in operator which basically gives you can check if some value is there in the list or not, and list is always a sorted one. Okay, then length and all of these functions are there anyway. Length, sum, max, min are there. provided by list method itself. So it sounds like we have an external method called sum, but internally, whenever we are calling sum, min, max, and length, it basically calls that method on that object inside. If you have a look at dir, it would have a method called count, or it will have a method called length in it. Size would be there. Okay. So here you can see that it has an iterator. Set item is there.
Length is there, size of it.
Length is there. So internally these methods are available. Okay. And string is there, meaning converting a string to a string. Okay.
Underscore to depict a private method.
These are private methods.
But I still could able to access.
No, but you are not able to execute those methods.
I created a list and called underscore size of.
Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah. Tomorrow. All right. Now, so what we are doing here is while true, read something, and if that value is equals to done, break, and convert that value into float and keep on summing it. All we are doing is counting and then computing the average of all the values entered by the user. Okay. The other way could have been that we convert it and push it to an array and then use sum and average at the later point of time. Okay. Because sum method is provided on the whole list. Using sum method, you can sum up the whole list. All right. Now, strings and lists are actually very close friends in the sense that all the methods provided by list are implemented by string also, which means all the methods like length, max, min, all of those methods are implemented by a string object. So a string essentially behaves like a list of characters, a proper list of characters. The only difference is that a string is immutable, which means you cannot change the characters. All right.
What else are we covering
Today will be basics, dictionary, tuples.
today? I'll have a login once I go there. So,
How much more time it will take?
One more hour. Okay. Okay.
thanks.
So yeah, we'll break at 6. All right. So basically, in the similar way, by default, when you're calling split on a string, it basically converts that string. It splits by space, and then you can call this way. All right. So any number of spaces, the split, say there's a lot then of spaces, right? Even if you split on that, it will basically give you 4 words. Okay, so that's a behavior of split that it provides, and but if you have to split on some other character, for example, here some other character, you have to provide that character what you are splitting on. Okay, then you can split a string into an array easily. Okay, so so let's say we have the same email text, and you want to find out all the lines which are starting with a particular one. Okay, particular from here. So after reading the line, you can split it into words using a split, and that will kind of give you an array, and then you can operate upon it. Sometimes we split on one character and then split on another. For example, when you have a comma separated file, CSV file, you first split it on a new line, and then you split it on same comma,
and that's how you separate the columns. So that's another one. So you can further split a line with the different characters. Okay, all right, that's not a big deal, so all of you know this. So this was a very quick overview of lists. Okay, you should start using list and get used to list, and because uh, I mean, rather than creating complicated arrays and list arrays and all of that, it provides you the flexibility of creating any kind of list and quickly ordering things and getting things done. So any questions on lists? No, it's fine. Yeah, it's making a list. I'll show you this. So we have say Sandeep, and we have lot of tab and spaces, and then we have at the end Giri, and then when we say split, it basically gives you simply two words. It removed all spaces and tabs. Okay, so you can see even new line is removed. All right, so that's how we generally define. Okay, so when we are defining a variable like this, so we have x containing these characters over multiple lines. Yeah. All right. Any other questions for me? No questions. All right. So this is good when we talk about the data structures. 90% of the programmer's task is done by dictionaries and hash tables. A dictionary, in a classic sense, is a relationship between word and the meanings. Just that our usual dictionary is always ordered. It's always ordered.
Ordered by key.
Correct. I mean, normal dictionaries which we have at home, right?
Yeah.
They're ordered in the key. So, what is a collection? Collection is an element. It is a collection of things, not really ordered, but collection of things. And we have a bunch of values in a single variable, and we do this by having more than one place in the variable. Okay, more than one place in the variable in the sense that we have multiple things to store in a place. Okay. Now we talked about this. So there are two things. One is list. List is like an array where there is one thing, another thing, third thing, fourth thing, fifth thing. Now there is another thing called dictionary, which is a bag of items, which a bag of items having each name, just like saying that word and the meaning is, what do we have in dictionary? Lot of words and meanings, word and their meaning, word and their meaning, and we can quickly find a word inside the dictionary. In the same way, here also, the dictionary is a bag of all of kind of items where each item has got a label, and you can access these items as and when you want. All right. So you can see that this is a calculator, this is my money, and I've got this much money. I've got a calculator whose date type is this, my perfume is this much, and all of that. So these are the labeled items of collection of items. Okay, and dictionaries are like with any other programming language. Dictionaries are far more powerful elements. So list, you can think of list when talk about list are the way you can think of is list is a dictionary where the basis on which we have kept the element is the index. So given an index, we can quickly access the element. Similarly, in a dictionary, given a label, we can quickly access the element. And that's all about a dictionary. Okay, dictionaries everywhere are there in all programming language, because without a dictionary, a programmer cannot really live. Okay, because dictionary as a data structure is a computer science concept where we convert, we can put anything in the name and anything in the value, and that's how we do. For example, in our word counting example, what we did was we broke down the file into words, and for each word we created an entry in the dictionary, and in that dictionary the value was number of times a word is occurring, and that's how we counted number of words. That is why 90% of the programmer's tasks are actually done using dictionaries. Okay, so dictionary similar to the way we created list, list or square bracket, we can create using angle brackets, curly brackets, not angle brackets, curly brackets, and or using dict. And in this dict, the way we put index right earlier, 0, 1, 2, 3, instead of that number, we can put a name in the square bracket and put any element. Okay, and this is a very powerful data structure. This is a very powerful data structure. So I'll show you that. So let me just say, so we have parse equals to dictionary dict. So if I say parse, it will say like this. Okay, or I'll do parallelly another one called wallet. So wallet is also another dictionary. You can define a dictionary using equal to dict and then round brackets, or using curly brackets. So inside parse you can put something like parse dot, okay, you can say mobile, and you can say equal to Nokia. Okay, and in the parse you can save something else like, oh thank you, it could have been, yeah. So in parse you can put things like watch, and which watch do you want to put in this, in your, okay, Sonata. Okay, and let's say in parse we can write other things, and the way to quickly look at it, if you want to quickly check what is there, whether a particular thing is not there, we can say either Nokia, it says Nokia is not found. Okay, the other way to check whether something is there in this or not, you can say Nokia in parse. Okay, it says this is correct, right?
In work with the dictionary also.
Yes, yes. No, it works with the dictionary. I'm just making a mistake. Oh, I have to say, we have to say mobile. Do I have a mobile in parse? It says yes. Okay, because that is the key. Here, if you look at the parse, we have put a mobile as the key, Nokia as the value, watch as the key, and Sonata as the value. So we can quickly check, and you don't even have to write keys. You can also say watch, and there you get true. Okay, yeah, after that you can basically iterate over that. Generally, when you are building up a dictionary, you do not search for the value, you search for key. Yes. You search for key, otherwise it will be too much of in processing work. If you have to search inside key, if you have to commonly search inside key, form a dictionary where key is the value and value is the key. Okay, all right. Sounds good.
here
So we cannot.
we can manage multiple values to one.
Multiple values for one key? No. No. But you can create a value of type array. You can create a value of type an array where you can keep on appending things. Okay.
Mobile, so we can have multiple.
Yes. Let's say let's make this thing. So we have purse. Okay. Instead of writing this way, we could have said purse dot purse mobile. Okay. And we could say purse mobile equals to an array containing purse and mobile. What am I trying to do? I'm trying to convert it into an array. So I took pulse.mobile, whatever value is there right now, which is Nokia. Instead of typing it again, I'm pulling it from there and writing it there. One more square bracket. Thank you. So here, if you can see, now it's an array. Now we can say this thing pulse.mobile dot append, and we could say Android. Okay, now you can see the purse. Now you have an array. Make sense? So this is how you can put multiple values into for each key. Alright. So this is actually pretty simple to do. You can have dictionary inside dictionary and all of that. So you can create a complex structure very quickly have a look at it using just the command line. Though these same things, if you try to do in other programming language, it becomes really difficult to visualize. Here it gives you a decent way of visualizing it. Okay, so
What is the main purpose of dictionary?
Dictionary, you put things into a dictionary and you basically access them quickly. Okay,
Because it's more like list only.
list only. In list you access things by index. Here you access things by name.
Key and value.
Here we can't access the value.
Here you can't access the value. If you have to access the value, you have to iterate over things. If you are searching for this words, so basically, how should I describe? So basically, whatever you want to search your data on, you generally create that as a key. Okay, and this is like very useful. Probably 90% of a programmer's task is actually solved by using dictionaries. Okay, so let's say if you have to write word count example, how will you write word count example? Can somebody help me?
In a text file,
Yeah.
read lines.
Okay.
Each word will put as a key.
Yes.
Increment count as a value.
Perfect. How much time do you think it will take to do?
In Python, easy maybe.
5 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll start a watch, and I think if I get the data correctly, I can do it.
But in Java also tell little more lines.
Little more, right? So I'm just finding a file called big.txt. Yeah. So this is my big file, and all I want to do is I want to count. So there is big.txt, same file. What I want to do is I want to count words in it. Okay, all of you. So all I do is this is my file handle, and I'm reading the file from big.txt. Okay, for line, and let me create a dictionary. Let me create a dictionary, and dictionary is this. And next thing I would do is for line in file handle, for word in line.split. Okay.
Oh, line dots. It will do list, right?
List array of words. Now I will go through each word, or maybe I'll do a lower word. I'll do word dot lower. Okay, and then I'll put in dictionary. Okay, so I can say here if L word in dictionary, if it's there in already in dictionary,
Value
then
plus 1.
then yes. Okay.
Dict dot get L word plus 1.
So what I think.
Dict dot put dict dot get.
So I'll say num equals 0. Okay. Already. Or let's say count. I'll initially count equals 0, and then I will say if L word in if this word already exists in my dictionary.
That keys, right? Okay.
Okay. Right.
Dict
I
L
made
word in
I
dict
made
means L word in dict dot keys, right?
That's correct. Okay. I made a mistake. I kept the name as dict. It is going to override the dict and will not work. Okay. Never mind. Let's see how it works. So we are going to say if it already exists in the word, we'll say num equals the existing value of the day of this L word. This is existing value we got. Okay. Now what we'll do is dict L word equals num plus 1, because if it is not found, then sorry, the count. I messed up. Earlier I was saying count and now I'm saying dict. So then, all right. So now this will basically create that.
Otherwise, we need to add, no?
So I'll just copy this. All right. So let me just copy. All right. So good. So let me call it. What do you call it? wdict. Okay. I actually overwritten because I defined it here.
I think num should be changed to count.
Yeah, num should be changed to count. Okay. So that's it. That's my word count program. Now in the dict we have everything. Dict.keys. It has keys in this. I can list down quickly. For I can go for I in for I can say k dot v in dict wdict dot items, and I can say print key. This is called list items, or how do you say?
Should it be items object or method? Oh, got it.
So now even if simply you say wdict, you get all things. List items, I think list items. If it's not there, we can say help, and then it will tell. So dir will tell us what all we have wdict. Okay, it says that there is a method called view.
Items.
Yeah, I think items.
Items, we didn't give the braces, I believe.
Items.
No, yeah, parentheses.
Yeah, so yeah, this is it. So we could say for k comma v in items, and we could say print only k or only v. All right. So and we could also say print
K colon v.
K. How do you concatenate K? All right. So this way we counted the unique words in this particular file. All right. Now let's have a look at it. So is any line not clear in this?
Once again, can you explain this again?
Okay. So first line.
Yeah, that's clear.
What is it?
We are reading, basically we are creating handle for the opening the file.
Correct. Correct. And the second line?
Creating a dictionary.
Creating a dictionary. Am I the presenter? Yeah. Okay. Creating a dictionary, empty dictionary. Now the second line, for line in FH.
have given the complete file as a line only. I need to read.
The for loop is for every line by line.
Yes. Yes. Now the next line.
Every word in a line.
So it is basically splitting into line.
So first thing it will do is it will convert it into a list.
List.
List of words. The moment we say
Yeah.
split, we'll convert it into list of words. Now we can iterate over it using our for loop. Okay. And then for each word, what are we doing next? The next line,
Lowercase.
we are converting it to lowercase. Next,
Counter. We are putting
0.
0.
We are initializing num to 0. Okay. We could also say things like, if this particular word is not already there in the dictionary, create num equals to 0. Else if this is found, then create num from the existing value of that word. Because this word, what we are dealing with currently, might already have occurred, and we might have already added that to dictionary, right? No? So see, at the end of this process, what we are going to do, we are going to put this number, this current word, into the dictionary. We are adding the current word to the dictionary. If it was already found, there will be some already word value over there. Okay. So for the first time, what will happen? Num will be 0. And then it will check whether this word is there in the dictionary or not. And the word which we are dealing in the current line, it will not be there in the dictionary already, and therefore it will add it. In case the next same word occurs in the second line or some other line or somewhere else, what will happen is it will find that word's value in the dictionary and then gets 1 from the dictionary and increase it by 1 and put it back. So that's how we find the unique words in the count of unique words in this dictionary. Make sense? This one, this piece of code.
Yes.
So see, for the first time, the first word occurred, the, the. Okay, so the name is the. Name is, give me a sentence where something is repeating.
The name is
The article. Okay, name is the article. So, or we can say the is the article. Okay, the is the article, and we have written without quotes. Okay, this is the sentence. So first time when the first the occurs, what will happen is it will num will be 0. Then the will be checked in the dictionary. It will be false because it's not there in the dictionary in the keys. So therefore this will be skipped, and we will save into the dictionary the with num equals 0 plus 1 is 1. Now the dictionary says that this particular word has got 1 count. Da has got 1 count. Da is the key and 1 as the value. Next time when da comes in, now is will also become 1. Now next time da comes in, it will come here, num equals to 0. If the in dictionary says yes, it is there, then get me the num equals dictionary the, which means it will become 1. Now when saving, it will become 1 plus 1, 2. So we have increased the count of the in the dictionary. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you paste this code?
Okay. So you'll have to create this file also.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds good to you? All right. More important than any of this is trying things out, and only then you will be able to figure out a lot of things in this. Okay. Okay. So whenever we are using iterator over the dictionary, it generally means we are using iterator over the key. Sometimes we can also iterate on the items using the way we did just now. And the way we compared two arrays, two lists, when we compared, the way we compared is we took two arrays, the way it compares. When we are saying this list is equal to that list, how it does, it checks the first two elements, then moves to next one. If both are equal, then moves to next one. Both are equal, moves to next one. And either one of them ends first. Whosoever ends first means that one is smaller, or if the moment it encounters an element which is lesser than the other one, then that one is smaller. Just like classic comparison of strings. In strings, when we compare Sandeep with Sanjeev, SAN will be same in both, and then D and J. So D is smaller than J, therefore Sandeep will be smaller than Sanjeev. Okay, you can see that. So Sandeep is smaller than Sanjeev. That's correct. Okay. Similarly, so if we have, how do I break it? So if we have a array, let me just create an array. Okay. So when we say for I in Sandeep, and we say array dot append array dot append I, we have got an array of Sandeep. All right. In the similar way, we can say, we can define array 1 equals to an array or list. I keep on confusing array and list. Both mean same in this context. Okay. Now, when we say things like here, you can say Sanjeev, and you can say array 1 and I equals array 1 I equal. So what was it? Array 1 dot append then I. So array 1 is this, array is this. Now when we compare these two, what will happen is, when we say array 1 less than array, will it return true or false?
By the way it does, it should array one array one greater, so false.
False. Perfect. All right. Great. Great. So that's how the array comparison happened. It kept on comparing S with this one, A with this one, because both are same, kept on going. The moment it hit the different one, whichever character is smaller, it declared that as smaller. In the same way, we have two arrays. Say we have Sandeep, okay, is less than 2. Okay. So you can see that, yeah, the ASCII values of the characters are compared. Okay. That's what has happened. The ASCII value of S and ASCII value of 2. 2 as in number, and ASCII value of that one will be compared, and it will be the S will be S will be bigger than, because S is like 78. We are saying
then give 79. Here I think it is comparing by size.
Okay.
No, here it is one elemental, here it is 3 element, no?
No. It's only one element. Okay. So I think by default, the way they have designed it, always the string will be bigger than the number.
No.
Because ASCII value, no, they're not comparing ASCII value.
In the function, they would have written first comparing by length, whichever is smaller.
No. They compare by, no, it's not that way. If you look at this, so if we have 1, 1, 1, and if we have 2, which one is bigger?
Which one is bigger? 1, 1, 1, 1 is bigger.
No. So 1, 1 is, yes, it is comparing the first element. So if we have now, if both elements are equal, then it compares the length. So if we have this, and the moment the second one becomes bigger, then it becomes true. Make sense?
So that string thing
Make
is
sense?
not.
Second one become bigger.
So basically, if all the elements are equal so far, then the one which are having the bigger length is bigger. Okay? The length of the array is
If the
considered
same
as
items are same data type, then
right.
if it is a string,
So in case of a string, it always considers strings as bigger than the number.
okay.
Okay, that's what it is doing. All right. All right. So instead of in the dictionary, the index, the key is a string. In case of list, key is a number. That is similarity between dict and the list. All right. Okay. Dictionary literals, we anyway have been using dictionary literals. If you don't want to do append this, append that, you can in a single shot define the whole dictionary like this. You can define the dictionary in a single shot like this. Or other way was you already have a data somewhere, you want to just copy paste here and get it running, then you can do this quickly. You can define in the curly brackets, and curly brackets key value, key value, key value separated by comma, and key and the value separated by colon, and that will make a dictionary. Okay. So you can look at this way. So we have say two values. One is a equal dict, okay, and in a we are saying a equals capital A, okay. We are saying another dictionary a1 equals a colon capital A, okay. There is no difference between the two. There is no difference between the two at all. You can see that it says a equals a1. There's no difference at all in the two. A is this, a1 is this. So either way you create a dictionary, either using the literal like curly brackets and put it, or in a Java style where you say a equals dictionary, we initialize dictionary, now we are appending value, and also that's all. All right. Similarly, if we have to find out the most common name, then what will we do?
Most common name. Most common name among the given rows, huh?
Among these names.
Read the file and then we can the number of time count.
Correct. And keep a running max. Whichever has so far, keep on comparing num with the max and keep a track record of who is the maximum. Okay. You have to guide me. I'm going to write it. Okay. So you have to guide me and you have to help me out. So let's say in the same file, we have to find, okay, in the same file, we have to find what? The most frequent word. All right. Let me copy the same code like a good programmer. Yeah, I mean the good programmer knows how to copy the stuff. Okay. Great artist copy and good artist steal. Yeah. So yeah. Okay, so open this.
Under num0 we declare one more. Oh, sorry, not under num. Above a for.
What?
We'll have one more variable now.
Where line number? Tell me line number.
Line number after 49.
After 49, what we do?
No, line number after 48.
After 48.
Max.
Max.
Equals 0.
Max equals 0.
Okay. Then below.
Below which line? Help me out. Quick. So what we are trying to do is we have to find the max running count and keep that track of the max so far max word. At the end of it, we have to
print word, right?
The word which is most frequent. Help me out, yeah.
all are equal,
But
all word frequency is equal.
if all words frequency is equal, then
Last word we can do.
yeah, yeah. It's okay. If there are two words equal, then any of them is fine. We don't mind. Very good point. Yes, sir.
There only after W at line number 57,
Line number 57.
if max if W dict L word,
Or do you want me to
well,
keep here something like num equals to num plus 1?
like that also fine.
All right. Now
Then if num greater than max,
num greater than max,
then max equal to num,
max equals to num,
word equal to W dict
or L word. Right? Good, good. Do you think it's correct, Jagdish?
Actually, max concept to me is not new, I think.
So we have to find out. We have to find out the word which is most frequent
Yeah.
as we are computing.
So how to use max? I think that question I missed somewhere.
So max we initialize with 0, and if the current running count, if the current word which we are checking, current word which we have checked in our dictionary, if its count is more than the max, then we are making note of it. If another word comes up who is bigger than the max, then we make the note of it. Okay. Make sense?
Yeah.
Now this code is clear to you? Sridhar? Raju?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's try it out. We haven't printed max and word. What?
indentation is correct only. No?
Yeah, indentation is correct only. We have not initialized it. It's actually this one only. Why it's that way? Why would it that way?
Which file we have given? Big.txt.
Yeah.
What is there in it?
It's Arthur Conan Doyle's all novels. Sherlock Holmes.
That has this word.
I doubt. Some stupid things is going on.
I think that file is correct.
No.
Make sure the file content is text.
So we are saying print. Okay, you want to print word just for the heck of it? Now let's see the magic. I don't see any square brackets. It's a pretty big file. Oh, it's only kept the last one. Last one it kept.
Well, if indentation correct or no?
If num is greater than this, only then it is going to keep this. Why? Can anybody help me out, please? Can anybody help me out, please?
I'm also thinking.
So we computed num of the file, each word. Oh. We don't have to. This word is there, na? There is this word and that word is conflicting.
Okay.
We call it M word. You got the error? It's such a stupid mistake made. Never mind.
It will take easily 1 hour, 2 hours. Our logic is correct. It is failing. That is more.
That is more, yeah.
We'll comment out that the print and error.
Yeah. The is the most commonly occurring word.
Can we see except the what is no?
Yes.
Because that is just
Okay.
will again.
Yeah, yeah. So this way you can sort the dictionary on the items as well. You can sort the dictionary on another key, okay, the second one, and that way you can find out the order, right? Okay, so probably this will give you a better example. This picture, we noted the word, put it, then when we encounter another, we delete it, we add one more, and that's what we are doing. Okay. Okay.
But the same code executes from multiple threads. So will it handle concurrency?
It doesn't have generally threads. Python doesn't have threads.
Then how do they write
Using
asynchronous program?
No,
Using MQ and all that?
process. Okay, we execute process for each one separately. Okay. So this is what we have done so far. Okay. And the get methods on dictionary by default is on the list, and we can iterate over the values. The good part is this is easier to say. Okay, we were doing this if else, right? Here we could say count.get and then give the key value and then give the default value. So what it does is, in case this value is not there in count, return 0. Okay.
This is good.
Now we can go back to our code and say things. We can go back to our code and or the above code, this one.
Checking after 38 lines.
All we can do is, instead of checking all of this, we can say here equals to wdict dot get lword comma 0, and that's it. We can remove these 3 lines. Sounds simple? It says that if this particular word does not exist in the dictionary, if L word here does not exist in the dictionary, give it a 0. Now you can see that it's how many lines? It's 6 lines, and we have read the file. Did the word count in 6 lines. Okay. Sounds good. Now you can see that. All right. So it computed all the. Okay. Sounds good to you? Or we can say, what was the dictionary? A, right? We can say a dot get in case A, otherwise 0. So it has returning 0. And if you say A, then it returns A. Sounds good? Alright, so that is something really simplified one. It actually helps instead of we putting up if else conditions, initializing one variable, this, that. Because I wrote a neat code. If somebody else would write, they will write if the key is found in the dictionary, then do this, else do this. Okay, so that becomes a little further dirty, but they have given us a get method which actually helps quite much. Okay, now other things you would like to do is maybe count patterns. We have already done this. Okay, it's done, right? What is going on in this? Nothing, is the same thing. All right, so we have already talked about that in a dictionary, when you iterate, you are iterating over key. If you want to iterate over key and value, both the things together, that also is not a big deal. You can say key comma value kv in dictionary dot items. Okay, and similarly for each list, and also you can get all the values in a dictionary using values. So a dot values also will give you all the values in the list as an array. So if you want to get all the values in an array, you can do that quickly. Okay, and if you want to get all the items, then you can use items. It will return an array of tuples. These are tuples, 2 values at a time. Okay, so this way we get 2 items in an array to iterate over, or in this that way we can actually improve this code really well. So let's say this code has somebody has already written this code. Okay, somebody already wrote this code. Now somebody already wrote this code. We are pretty happy. All they did was they prepared a dictionary called wdict. Okay, now what we can do is in this wdict we want to do the max count, for example. Okay, so we can say k comma value key comma value in wdict, and then we can do what we can do is we can count max. Okay, but before that I have to do max equals 0. Okay, and say k comma value in wdict. All right, and wdict dot items, and then we can say if
Items again, I think we need to put parentheses now.
oh, is it?
Yeah,
I think so, yeah. So you can say, so now I'll have to do this. So now we have wdict, which has got so many variables. We can say max equals 0, and we can say for key comma value in the wdict dot items, and we say if value is greater than max, if value is greater than max, then our word is k. All right, and also we say that max equals to v. Correct? And this way we get word which is most. All right, so we are given already.
What is the difference this one and here? Same.
In this one, the benefit of doing this was that somebody already gave you a dictionary. Here somebody already gave you a dictionary with pre-prepared key and value, and then you can you got the point. Already you got the dictionary prepared by somebody.
So we can add some more Python code.
We can just add some more Python code and get the count. You don't have to again and again prepare the dictionary. Okay, all right. Yeah, we have all. That's another example. Here we are going to give. Okay, big word, big count, and you can do that. All right. All right. The other thing which you should note is if you are interested in understanding how the dictionary work, dictionary internally is like an array list only. How this work is we convert the string, the key is a string, right? We convert the key into a hash code internally, like sum up all the values in the string. How do you convert? How do you generally generate a hash code? We convert a string into a number, and then using number we store it in an array. You can imagine it like that, and that's how dictionary works. Hash code is converting a string into some number representation. Say, for example, sum up all the values of each character. Percentage is by some value, and then you'll get a number. And that's how it works. Okay. So if you are a little more interested, have a look at the data structure called dictionary. It's basically an array, or it's like a tree structure. You should have a look at it, and that should give you a fair amount of idea. How does it work? Okay. All right. That pretty much sums up our session number 9. We have got 3 more sessions to cover, and tuples, regular expression, and these things. More than this, I will cover another title, 2 more titles called OOPS, object-oriented programming in Python. And the next one more session which we cover would be basically these look like 5 sessions, but they are not too big to cover. Okay.
This web services is like what is that? RESTful service.
Yes. Using web service, how do you use web service? How do you scrape the data? Those are the part of that particular session. It's pretty small. We'll do the demo. So how do you download the data? How you get started with this? So other than these things, we will cover OOPS. We will cover big data and Python. We will also cover a bit of the NumPy and SciPy. So we'll cover a little bit about those things on Friday. Okay. So Friday session, do not miss, and go through this program which we have done today. Finish those programs, and it will give you a lot of confidence in programming. And in future, I foresee that lot of code and lot of libraries are coming up in Python. So those people who are comfortable with Python, they will be on additional advantage. Secondly, there are lots of people who have lost interest in programming because of the cumbersome programming languages. Okay. Yeah. I will blame cumbersome programming language. A lot of people have lost an interest in that. So that will
Lot of interest. People lost interest because of Indian culture.
No, not that reason. No, I don't agree with that. I've seen
In
lots
India,
of
still people code Java and whatever the complex people still code, right? Correct, na?
what?
In US, people at 20, 30 years also, they code Java. Because that there is
No, I have
cultural
seen.
differences.